Really hoping this goes live on the fucking
I've
YouTube
got you.
page.
So I've got YouTube pulled up on the side.
Yep, there it went. Awesome. All right, welcome everyone to Weirdos Assemble. I am Two Wheeled Goon. I am joined tonight by Circus Baramoto
What's up?
and Nothing at Random, or Aaron.
Howdy.
Three
I gotta
watching
mute
on
that.
the stream, it says. That's probably the three of us.
Probably. So, how's your guys' week been?
Oh, man. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
Nah. Beauty first, Abel.
All right. It's been kind of rough, man. I've been hurting pretty good. Trying to push myself a little harder in my recovery. So with that just comes, a little more pain in recovering from, physical therapy sessions. And that's about it. You guys are aware that I keep kind of getting sick from this, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Stuff going on with my guts, and I don't know. Yeah, hoping every little step will help to feel a little better. So,
Well, as long as you're continuing to improve, that's a plus in my eyes, at least.
yeah, it's such a fractional little bit that I improve every day that it feels like nothing's happening at all, and then a couple of weeks goes by and I start noticing, well, I can move my shoulder a little better than I was or whatever. But they've kind of, they being my physical therapists, have kind of started concentrating on my ribs a little. There's not a lot they can do, but they can kind of do some light massage and pressing on muscles a certain way, try to get things to move around and free up a lot of the nerves that are just kind of trapped where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I get that. Real quick, what's up, Paul? How are you doing, Moto? Tony, nice to see you. And Bri, glad you could join us.
Looks like Paul's got the brown bottle flu, huh?
Uh-oh. But no, again, any progress that you're making towards getting better is still progress, and that's important.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I just have to keep in my mind, and that's what everybody keeps saying. And it's, a lot of it is just my impatience. I just want to feel better and feel normal.
Yeah, even if it's 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, that is still progress. It's
That's
not always going to be
exactly what my surgeon said.
Yeah, it's not always going to be that uphill, like on a chart sheet. It's not always going to be uphill. You're going to have ups and downs, but it's if you're looking at like a line graph or a dot graph, it's going to equal out to a steady progress bar.
Sure.
You're going to have good days and bad days. You just got to keep that.
Only time is going to fix stuff, so I just have to try to be a little more patient.
Patience
that's a vert. Not all of us have.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm not the most patient person, so especially when it comes to anything that's keeping me from doing stuff that I want to do, I get really impatient.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm not impatiently waiting for winter to be over with so I can ride my fucking motorcycle again.
Right.
You mean you don't ride through winter?
I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy the past couple weeks, and it's constantly been raining. I am not rainy rider, so.
Yeah. I mean, today honestly has been the first day I've seen the sun in like at least 6 or 7 days. And that's been weirdly hard to deal with.
I think I'm in about the same boat, honestly. Of course, Abel's used to hardly ever seeing big orange ball in the sky because, Oregon.
Well, the summers are great. Spring, and actually our fall, the summer, we basically didn't have a fall this year. Summer, in October, it was still, 85 degrees on a few days. And then it seemed like a week later, the rain came in and it dropped down to 40.
Yeah,
So
you know
I
that's
go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, good. Oh, all right. That's usually how Ohio's been, but like this year, this has been the first year that we've actually had a fall or what felt like a fall in forever. Because we went from like 80s and 70s to days in like the mid to low 50s. And then we had days back in the 60s and days in the 40s, and it's been bouncing around. And it's at least the last 2 or 3 years. It's been like 80, 80, 80, 80, low 70s, then boom, 32 degrees and snowing.
Yep.
So we actually had a fall this time around. It's been pretty wet fall so far. You know, we had a wet early or a wet spring, early summer was pretty wet. End of summer, early fall has been pretty dry, and now it's starting to get wet again. So I'm afraid that we're gonna have a really wet, snowy winter here in Ohio.
See, that's one thing that I'm glad that like Clarksville, like the Kentucky, Tennessee side doesn't
Mhm.
really get a lot of. Like if we get precip like that, it's like a dusting and the entire area freaks out. Everybody shuts down for a couple days. It makes no damn sense. Um, but we're more likely to get an ice storm.
That's what
Yeah,
happens here. You know, in the winter, if you see snow coming down, it's 90% chance it's going to be hell on earth outside. If you go try to drive in it or something, they don't salt the roads here. We don't use like rock salt or anything. There's sort of I don't know. I think it's got some sort of a saltiness to this solution that they spray all over the roads for de-icer, but it doesn't work anywhere near as well as, you know, places where they just dump copious amounts of salt all over the road.
See,
But that's really hard on the environment. It's hard on the vehicles, you know, all that. So for the few days that we do get snow, you know, we just deal with it.
see what I like that Alaska does is they use sand,
Right.
and while it takes a little bit more to clean up, they actually have to clean the roads. It doesn't mess with your vehicles as much, and I mean, some people that are brave enough will take like ADV bikes out on it after the legal restriction is let up. Because from October 1, I think it is, to April 1, two-wheeled vehicles are banned from Alaskan highways.
Really?
Yeah.
It was the same way in
Well,
Illinois
not
and
all snow
Chicago.
is created the same, you know. It's you see these places, you know, I always get tired of people from like Minnesota or places that are just, you know, always, you know, ice cold, snowing. And they come over here and it snows for a day and it shuts the city down and cars are smashed up everywhere. And they're going, oh, you just need to know how to drive in the snow. It's ridiculous. It shuts the whole city down. And it's like, well, the city is like full of mountainous hills and it instantly turns to ice. I mean, it doesn't stay just packed snow on the ground. It's an icy fucking nightmare. So it's great. You can take your car out on top of the nice snow that you get every single year like clockwork, but that's just not the way it is everywhere.
Right. Well, see, Alaska's the same way. However, you still have, or at least from my experience, an inordinate number of people that cannot drive on snow to save their fucking lives.
Yeah. I mean, that exists here too. There's a lot of really shitty, inclement weather drivers up here.
But you would
But
think in an area that gets snow 8 months out of the year,
they'd be better at it.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get snow 8 months out of the year, but we get plenty of rain, and even in just rain alone in Ohio, and it rains pretty often usually. People just lose their freaking minds and forget all concepts of just like common etiquette of driving on the road. It's
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I mean, everybody here is so used to driving in the rain because there's literally, I mean, you have to drive in the shittiest rainstorms around here. There's no letting up sometimes. And, you know, I've heard Oregonians and Portlanders and stuff get a bad rap about being too polite of drivers, to the detriment of slowing down traffic and everything. But I think that kind of comes just from the nature of driving in the nasty weather. People from California come up here or Florida or whatever, and it's like they haul ass everywhere. They never use their turn signals. They cut into really tight areas, and it's like, okay, that's all fine and good, when everybody in your state drives like that and you're not dealing with the same conditions. But you bring that kind of driving up here into this weather and shit goes south in a hurry.
Yeah, here in Mississippi, I mean, if it snows here, it always is going to rain. If you don't know how to drive in the rain, move to another state. But as far as the snow, like you see in one of my other videos, if it snows here, they're like, okay, it's only going to last like 2 or 3 days at the most. Stay home. So they don't put plows out. That's
basically the way Portland is.
They don't. They'll put if it's a surprise snowstorm, they'll get out and put down some sand. But the plows, they'll only get out on like the end of the second day, maybe the beginning of the third day, because they don't expect it to stick. That's why the 2 videos I have riding in the snow, it's literally the day after it snowed, because they're not going to mess with it until the next business day. If it snows on Friday night, you're just kind of screwed until Monday morning.
Typically what happens up here is it'll dump freezing rain for a while, and it'll build up about a 1 or 2 inch sheet of ice on the ground. Then it'll dump a foot of snow, and then back the freezing rain comes and dumps another couple of inches of ice on top of that snow. And you're just fucked in that situation. It's and it only happens. It's happening more lately, I think, as the climate kind of changes, but typically it only happens once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So like Rainey said, you just kind of go, well, everybody stay home that day and just chill out.
Yeah. I lived in Chicago for 5 years, and there was no such thing as inclement weather. There were times I was in the Navy then. If it snowed so bad that you couldn't move, you were stuck where you were. So there were days that we might be on base for 3 days. If you get stuck with duty in a snowstorm, you're there for 3 days. You're on duty for 3 days. If you're home, you get paid whether you show up or not in the military. So you just kind of lucked out. You get paid. But
nice.
Nature
so make sure you're home if the weather's rolling in.
Yeah, pretty much. I was single then. So if it snowed, if they knew it was going to storm, if it was over the holiday, I had duty. Because they're like, well, it's going to snow tonight, just in case. Why don't you go in? Because you're single. You don't have any family. You don't have a life. Stay home. Come up here and stand duty for the people that are going to get stuck. So that's life.
So I've been following the little chat, the little discussion going on in chat a little bit. Apparently, Moto Motrations left the Humvee still in Florida, and I would love to see a video of you driving that Humvee almost 1,000 miles at 55 miles per hour. Because if you get any higher than that, it's going to be like the space shuttle Columbia. I promise you from personal experience.
Was that it was a military Humvee?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was actually, and I had said this in one of my videos.
No frills.
It was a 998T. It's the exact same one. If you go through my Instagram or my Facebook, it's the one I drove when I was there in 06 and 08. The exact same, except mine didn't have those cool rims on it.
It's a classic.
Yeah, if it had those cool rims in Iraq, I'm pretty sure that they probably got stolen.
The Iraqis would have stole that shit in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, here's a question for you, you military dudes. How come when I see like enemy combatants on television, typically in places like Iraq, why are they always in Toyotas? Like, does Toyota just have a special terrorist discount, or
they're in white Toyotas?
I mean, I love Toyotas, but I mean, they're mounting fucking guns on the things and using them like a military jeep. It's crazy.
Hiluxes are very cheap and very moddable.
Let me
and plus, they're like the American perception of Iraqis and Afghanis they are fucking stupid. That is completely and utterly wrong. They're some of the most intelligent people that you'll ever encounter. Because a lot of the ones that are like over there building IEDs and fucking truck bombs and all that shit, have degrees from other countries. Like they're smart as fuck.
Right.
But yeah,
You gotta have a brain in the terrorist game.
But no, in all seriousness, cheap truck, ingenuity, you have a mobile turret.
All right, well, here's the other question. Here's a follow-up to that. Why are they cheap? Nothing that says Toyota on it is fucking cheap around here if it's a truck.
Because it has no electronics, no catalytic converter. You get in it and you drive it.
Sounds
Anything
fucking
awesome.
There. I want one.
We had an Isuzu Rodeo, and it was one of the few that had a very good air conditioner in it. It only lasted 6 months. Once the air conditioner went out, correct me if I'm wrong, dude.
Nobody wanted to drive it.
We had, when we the air conditioned Hummers there, they had 2 units on them just to keep a space the size of your refrigerator cool. I mean, they
had
had
AC
2 units on the back of the thing. Yeah. Not in 06. In 06, we had the canvas-sided vehicles. Way back in 08, we had the two big AC units on the outside. I'm sure you've seen them with a huge ass. The entire back where the back window should be was AC unit coils. But that was more because it was a command vehicle.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
So at least with movies, a lot of the time vehicles, it's just whichever company decided to throw the most money.
No, not movies, like the fucking news, dude.
Oh, you don't watch news ever.
Go to Hilux. You have Toyotas and Hondas there, and every once in a while, the rich guys, they're driving Chevys. You see a Chevy there every once in a while, or a Isuzu.
Yeah,
you have to be rich to drive a Chevy or an Isuzu.
What
an ass backward country.
Well, look at it like this. So let's say here in America, if you see a Rolls Royce, if you see a BMW, if you see an Audi, it's top of the line. Well, that's because it here costs so much. There, you'll see a BMW, you'll see an Audi, and it's trash. I mean, it's like a $5,000, $6,000 car. What's the one that the I-35, the little bitty one that you'll see all over there? They use them as taxis. Because in the Mercedes, they have cheap cars too, but the only ones that will ship over there is the ones that can afford import tax. So you're looking at the only Chevys they'll get are the ones that cost $50,000-$60,000, or Mustangs, or Camaros, or Corvettes, or big F-350s. That's what the people that have money, that want to show they have money, can afford to import these vehicles.
What about Harley Davidsons?
You'll see some, and
occasionally.
You'll see some. I went to a motorcycle show when I was in Kuwait City in 08, and again, these things had ridiculous ass paint jobs. It's not good enough to have a Harley. They have ridiculous themes on them, dragons painted on them, and I'm not talking cheap. These are top dollar paint jobs.
Nice.
These guys waste money in a day. Yeah, go ahead.
I brought up Harleys, and it kind of reminded me. I was working a job for a couple of years locally here, a place called Solar World, where they were, building solar panels. And Solar World's a German company, and they hired a German general contractor to come in to do all this work. And talking with these guys who came over from Germany, that was one of their big things, was getting a Harley Davidson and riding it while they were here and shipping it home, because they could get it for so much cheaper. And I'm thinking, Jesus, Harleys are expensive. Like how much does it cost in Germany? It's got to be just practically unattainable.
Do any of you guys watch Buddy King Hogs?
Every once in a while.
So you see the 2 Harleys they have.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely well off for Britain, and they both have used Harleys, but they're immaculate. So even to get a used one there is a ton of money, but it's a show of status. Right. I think he's in telecommunications or something. Yeah, he's in some kind of movie work or some kind of teleproduction. But yeah, even a used one over there, amount of money. But it's a show of status.
Yeah. It still is here too for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I knew a kid
Something
in high school.
else that we use. Go ahead.
I knew a kid in high school. His parents had 2 Harleys, and they bought them new. And when the guy lost his job, they were going to lose their bikes, so they quit paying on their trailer. Their trailer got repossessed, a big double wide trailer, and they moved into the barn where they could keep their Harleys.
Priorities.
I mean, I get it.
Priorities. What do you figure in 10
I
years,
have a
the
hard
trailer's
time
not going to be
saying I
worth
wouldn't
anything?
do that.
The Harley in 10 years, you can probably sell it for what you bought it for.
That's true. So I remember a couple weeks back. That's facts. You and I think it was Aaron, Mike, were talking about a certain helmet that you guys had that you keep buying every year.
Yeah, I do. I buy the One Storm. It's a modular.
Okay.
One Storm. Who makes that?
It's a
Is that
One
the
Storm.
company name?
That's the company name. And they make them for other companies. It's just like if you buy what's the Harley sells Burley. The Burley fairing is actually the Crater fairing rebranded. The Crater fairing costs you about $100, but they'll sell it as a Burley and it's about $300. Exact same thing. They just put a name on it and they'll endorse it as a Harley product or a Harley endorsed product. And it's the same thing with these helmets.
Wait. So I just got onto the One Storm website. Are they really selling a full face? Actually, that's a modular. There's a modular helmet on here, $65.
Yes.
That seems a little sus.
Nope, I buy one every year, dude. They are.
What's the rating
That's
on
the ones
them?
I wear to the camp out. Good. For a modular, so as you probably know, because you've been in a wreck, I've heard. Modular, you want metal snaps, metal fasteners. You want an inside shield that's rated for impact and an outside shield rated for impact. This one has a drop-down shaded visor on top of your regular clear visor. It's got everything you'd want in a helmet, but sell it almost at cost. Now they all sell it to other companies, and they'll upgrade it, put stickers on it, put graphics on them, and sell them as their own. Every company does this. I mean, you look at all these helmets in anything out of China. You'll see them all over the place. You'll see them in like the GoPro mounts. You'll see them as attachments and stuff. Yolanzi used to sell to other companies, and they would sell them as other parts, these camera mounts and GoPro mounts and stuff like that. Now they sell them as Yolanzi brand. They sell them as their own brand, and they sell them at like a quarter of the price. That's just the cost of business. I mean, you would never believe this because something in people's heads go, yeah, if I'm not buying a helmet for $400, it must not be worth anything. But that's just, you're paying markup is all you're really doing.
I don't know about that. I'd have to disagree. A lot of the cheaper helmets, I feel just the fit and finish is clunkier than the higher end models. They're louder, the ones that I've worn compared to like wearing a Shoei. They seem to be made of not as good materials. I'm not saying that about this brand. I'm just saying from what I've seen of
true.
cheap helmets.
And there's
cheap and this only says DOT, and for me, after the wreck, DOT only is just not enough for me. I'm a little too scared now.
So what has been shitting on lately, and I know some of the top YouTubers love this helmet. It sells for about $600, but they're known to crack on impact.
I don't know if it's the same one I'm thinking of, but I know there's one sitting right behind Aaron.
Yes, that's it.
If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Is it Ruroc?
It's Ruroc. Yes.
Yeah, everything that I have seen that's not somebody trying to sell me a Ruroc has said that they're meh. Like they're just not really. They're not anywhere near worth the price. They look neat.
Yeah, this one is the Atlas 2.0. So This is now 2 generations behind. I bought it. It was already discounted, but it was discounted and on sale because it was like early summer after the 3.0s were announced. And I still paid over $300 to get this after shipping and everything. This helmet sucks.
There you go.
And
I
I don't like to say that, but
It is what it is, man. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Ship it to me. I'll try
The
it.
only positive reviews of Ruroc helmets that I've seen on YouTube come from people who have a sponsorship with
now I've seen one person make a positive review of the Ruroc 4.0, not sponsored, but they had two different ones given to them. One that was a size too small and one that was a size slightly too large until they got like the extra paddings, the thicker paddings to put in. And they liked the 4.0 a lot more than one of their Shoeis. I don't remember which model of Shoei, but I got this. This is a Sedici, I believe Strata 2. This is what I call my iron butt helmet. This is the helmet I got for doing an iron butt from a guy that I met back in March at the Forgotten Angels camp out. This helmet is like $300, I think, before tax and stuff on Revzilla. And I made a handshake bet with the guy. His name was Ray. He works at Revzilla. I made a handshake bet with him. He said, if you do an iron butt home, you document it properly, I'll send you a Sedici helmet of your choice. And I said, okay, handshake agreement. And I left Forgotten Angels Sunday morning with no sleep at like 5-ish or something. Spent forever trying to find a gas station to gas up, and I was on the road by like 6:30. I made it home by like midnight 30, Monday morning. And I was posting my gas stops along the way with the, odometer and the receipt on my Instagram. I got home, I crashed. Like I put my bike away, I hit my bed, I fucking crashed. I was out like a light. I woke up 10 and a half hours later, and he had messaged me and just said, pick out the helmet, the collar, and tell me where to send it.
Nice.
I did that. He gave me the tracking number. It was here in like 2 weeks. So this is a slightly over $300 helmet after tax and shipping that I got completely for free. I would pick this helmet 9 out of 10 times over the Ruroc.
So, after, and I've looked at those, the Sedicis. After the ride to Forgotten Angels and back in that, I think it's the LS2 Horizon, I fucking hate it. I would have gone to bat for LS2 until that road trip. I damn near went mad had I not had my Bluetooth.
So the trip down and back in the Ruroc was rough. I didn't wear it too terribly long before that trip, but once you hit about, for me, with the 2.0, specifically the 2.0, I'm not going to make comments on 3 or 4 because I've never worn them or had them. But with my 2.0, once I hit like 65, the helmet, like all the padding in the cheeks and stuff compressed, and my nose was touching the front visor on the interstate. I've yet to experience that with the Sedici.
Send me that Ruroc. I want to try this thing on. What size do you wear?
The Ruroc is large. I wear a size large with most helmets.
Send it to me. I want to try it.
Dude, I'll fucking deliver it to you.
Even better.
Yeah, you guys are close.
I'm already kind of planning sometime next year, 2023. I'm going to use all of my PTO from work, all of my personal time, vacation time to travel and visit people outside of like motorcycle events. And then I think there's already an event in Tennessee, so I might just come down like a day early.
So that is the Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. I've been
Yes.
trying to get a group of people together to go. I just got my pre-sale email this morning, actually, to pre-purchase the tickets.
Nicole says she won't wear something she can't pronounce. Nicole, just get in
Nicole
here.
needs to get in here.
We don't
Come
care
on.
if you're
She
eating
pronounced.
nuggies and drinking. Just get in here. We want to hear
We
your
don't care
voice.
how full her face is full of chicken McNuggets. She just needs to come on in.
I mean, look, Abel's stuffing his
Giggity.
face right
Look
now.
at Abel.
Man, I'm hungry.
I mean, we'll all
I've
start
gotten
eating if
very-
that makes her more comfortable.
I've gotten very picky on name brand stuff since. So obviously everybody knows what, me and Goon have been wearing, but the worst boots I ever got were some Harley branded H&H and some double D's. Literally the heel fell off the second day I wore them. And I wrote the company and said that they had failed and sent pictures. The guy actually told me, you wore them wrong. How do you wear motorcycle boots wrong? And I'm like, no, there's no way. The dude told me, you must be putting your feet down when you come to a stop. And I'm like, well, they're motorcycle do. And the dude argued with me about it. And I said, you know what? You can either take them back or you can't. Either way, I'm leaving a review. And I left a shitty review. Then the guy came back and said, I'll send you another pair if you take your review down. I'm like, hell no, I just struck gold with this shit. It's staying up. So.
Yeah. Real quick, Moto Mortician, yes, it's in May, and it's at Loretta Lynn's Ranch down at Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And there's a camping ground about an hour north of there and a place called Land Between the Lakes that we can all link up and hang out.
I am pretty sure so I was going to go to this one that was in Missouri. And one, it costs too much and it's 4 days long and you pretty much have to buy all 4 days to go. So that is not cost effective for me to go. And I really wanted to go because it's a bunch of guys we all know. I wanted to go. It's just going to cost too much to go for 4 days for something that I'm only going to be there for a Saturday and a Sunday for.
What was
so
Mike?
My idea? It's Echo Bless. I thought you were talking about the Motorcycle Music Revival. No, so you can buy weekend passes for that. But my idea was if everybody didn't want to pay for like all 4 days, then we could go up to the National Park campground and pay for the weekend there. Spend 1, maybe 2 days at Hurricane Mills and then just kick it at the Land Between the Lakes.
So Nicole says we all have to buy her a beer if she comes on. I'm willing. I'm throwing money in on this.
Nicole, I will buy you an entire case of Trulies if you jump in. An entire case.
Oh,
now she won't come. Now she won't come.
Giggity.
Thanks, Aaron. You ruined it.
No, she loves Trulies. I know because she drank a lot of mine at Camp Out at the Quarry.
So
I offered them, but
if she likes Trulies, I have T-shirts and hats from the company that makes them. A bunch of them. Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, but real quick, since you started talking about the boots that we wear, or that
right, a little more.
There, haha.
Right there you go. You got it.
Finally got them in.
Hell yeah.
Finally. Fuck Amazon for losing these things twice.
I gotta send Nicole a link right quick.
Hey, those Indy Ridge boots, are they? What kind of protection do they offer above a normal boot, other than like a heel cup or whatever?
They have ankle cups. They have a hardened toe box, and they have a CE rating.
Actually,
and
I'm wearing my Comanches.
I didn't know they had a CE rating. That's pretty cool.
I don't have my name here with me.
I mean, comfort-wise, you're walking around in them all day, or what?
Dude, I wear them all the time.
All the time.
Goon, I don't have mine with me, but grab a pair of those Crossfields. I want to show you inside rain guard inside the tongue.
Yes, Dad.
Ridiculous. Please,
I was
sir.
going to ask you about the waterproofing as well.
So these are not waterproof. These are.
So the Comanches are. Those are
the Comanches are. These are not. These are ventilated.
Is it
waterproof lining? They still have the rain guard. They still have the rain guard inside them. Show them inside the tongue.
So
That's
in the
most
tongue,
impressive thing about these boots.
They have. It comes all the way up. It's that extra seam built in. I suck at sewing this shit off, but the seam literally runs all the way down into the tongue.
It's got a
unlike
folded leather
those bullshit boots that I tore the heel off of, these aren't going to let water in.
Yeah, even the perforated ones. I wore them to work today, and it rained. And
I saw Brian in the chat too, Mike. Speaking of,
I have riding shoes. I don't. I haven't had motorcycle boots for a while. I've got some shoes that offer a little bit of protection, but honestly,
after wearing the Indy Ridges, I can honestly say I have never owned a real pair of motorcycle riding boots. I have bought riding boots that said they were for motorcycles, But after wearing these, they were absolutely not. Basically work boots. And they looked cool and had studs on them and laced up, but were not actually developed for riding a motorcycle. I can say that in all honesty.
Jerry's also saying in the chat that he wears his fucking Indy Ridge constantly too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at picking up a pair in the spring. I'm thinking, which is it? I think the new Crossfields is the pair I'm looking at. They look good. They look snazzy.
10 of 10, highly recommend.
Yeah, 100%. If it wasn't cold today, I probably would have wore those. But we're way off the game of helmets, but I really don't care. I just wanted to show those fucking gloves. I've been itching to give them a try.
Talking helmets, as someone who's still on the newer side of being a rider, hi, Nicole.
There she is.
There she is.
So I've got...
Nice hat.
For real.
I've got 3 different helmets. I got on the bottom, it was my very first helmet I got. It's the HJC IS-17 Deadpool edition. It's an okay helmet. It's not bad. I got the Ruroc Atlas 2.0. Honestly, was not worth the money for the 2.0, especially if you bought it brand new before the 3.0s were announced, because it was like a $400 or $500 helmet. So far, I have been the most satisfied with the Sedici helmet. And they do make a modular helmet, Sedici does. You can find it on Revzilla. So I think once it comes time for me to get another helmet, I'll probably look at their modular.
I'll be right back. Keep talking. I can still hear you guys.
The only other helmet I would recommend, besides the one I wear, because one, it's cost effective, two, it works, is the bell. But you're just going to pay a lot more for a bell. And I think, and I insist on, I'm in Mississippi, half of the year it's going to be over 90 degrees. You will destroy a helmet liner in half a year riding. So I normally will buy a new helmet in the fall, and by the end of the summer, destroyed. The liner is gone. I'm not sure what it's like in Ohio, and probably Portland's the same way. If you're riding a lot of rain, once you get rain in those and you sweat them a little bit, the liner just goes to shit. And
take it out and clean it and dry it.
No, I've tried that.
I just replaced the liner because it gets gross.
Yeah,
it's gonna rain on
my head. Yeah, I've tried to replace the liner before, and it's just, I think after a while, just the inside foam just gets so compressed, it just right anymore. So, and I feel more comfortable just changing it, just every year, change the helmet out.
Yeah. So this was. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'll put sometimes at least 500. Sometimes, hell, in the last 3 months, I put over 7,000 miles on the BMW in 3 months.
Are you bragging?
I am bragging.
I mean, if we're throwing out bragging numbers, I put almost 12K on a Honda Rebel.
That's not bragging rights. That's insanity.
March. Yeah.
Yeah, you just torture yourself. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm only bragging.
You're not
because
intelligent.
I'm only bragging because I want the most awesome people in the world in that 3 months.
So this was this HJC. Go ahead.
No, I think it's your turn to speak.
So this was my second helmet. Fuck you.
Well, I would have saw Goon if he would have responded back to me, but I did get to see Nicole. I got to see Beth. I got to see Aaron, and I didn't quite know who he was. I didn't want to intrude.
We didn't talk at all.
I didn't want to intrude and go, "Hey, look at me! I'm the rider. Fuck you,"
No.
So I just kept to myself.
Same.
That's what he's really like, folks.
I was gonna see Goon on the way up. I was gonna see him on the way back. He was tired. And,
dude, I was so fucking busy.
God. Just way out of the way of my path. I never made it over that far. Sorry, bud.
Your loss.
Yeah.
I think you might have still been in the hospital then. Oh
yeah. So this was my second helmet. I had I can't even remember, so long ago. The only reason that I retired this one is I got hit in the back of the helmet by some jackass. You can't really see it in the camera, I don't think. But he was driving a fucking F350 that he had lowered by like 4 inches, but he still had the tow mirrors on it. And he come over, and I was sitting on the left side of the lane, and he got too far over and was like riding the line. As the light turned green, he just blew through, and the mirror just smoked the back of my helmet.
Did you
Ouch.
rip the mirror off?
Oh yeah, I also went face first into the speedometer of the lowrider. I had to have that replaced. The Harley dealership was actually really nice and replaced it for free.
Wow.
Like they sent a tech out with it that day and was like, "Hey man, sorry," because he just kept going.
That's crazy.
What helmet you wear, Nicole?
I have a couple helmets. I have a Biltwell Gringo S and a lane splitter and a Torque T1. I'm kind of cheap when it comes to helmets.
I have a Biltwell Gringo that I wear when I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to crash today. It's definitely form over function for me. I just like the just totally plain, no vents, nothing look of
I mean,
them.
I'm a cheap bastard. So I can't bring myself to spend a lot of money, especially since the whole reason I have a full face helmet is I went down 1 week after having my license. So immediately had to replace my helmet. So I just know that if I'm gonna go down, I might as well replace my helmet often rather than expensively.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking at the price tag when I'm buying them. I'm looking at, you know, the comfort, the safety level, all that.
Well, the Gringo S.
My old helmets, the Gringo it's not very highly rated safety wise. And my other helmet was a Bell 500, you know, a 3/4 helmet, which, you know, no good if you fall on your face.
Oh yeah, my first accident was with a 3/4 helmet, and that's why I only wear full face helmets now. Because like this is my favorite part of my face. It's where I eat from.
Right.
So yeah, I want to
like
keep
having a
drink.
chin.
Right. You don't want to ruin the moneymaker.
It doesn't make me money, but it does do my favorite thing, which is enable me to eat food. So
Same.
Abel, I think you need to spend some money on body protection. It's gonna throw it. Icon
I definitely
makes good
do.
stuff.
I
Guard
definitely
those
do.
ribs. Especially now, you need some rib protection at least for the next couple of years. Get one of those full.
Yeah, I
chest
don't know
pieces.
really. You know, I've been kind of looking at stuff, and I really hate wearing big, heavy, bulky gear. I'm not really much of a leather guy.
They make
Lensa makes some good rib protection. Look at Lensa. They make inflatable stuff. So I'm being serious here. They'll make inflatable stuff. So if you do get another collision, you'll be less wounded, especially for the next 2 years. Because I broke 2 ribs when I had my accident in 2005, and literally every time I'd go to hit the brakes hard and I had to brace myself on the handlebars, I could feel it for the next 2 years.
Yeah,
it's just like would not go away.
Yeah, that's the. I'm going to be in similar situation. Even when I get back to riding, I'm still not going to be 100%.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate that literally my first day on the road after I got my license on what was my first bike, I went down on my way home in just pure, I did everything wrong that I could do wrong. Wasn't high speed, it was low speed. It was like 15, 20 miles an hour, but I rode the bike down. I let the bike get down in grass. I made the mistake of, I was super used to crashing on a bicycle, not a motorcycle. So I did that as I was going to the ground, and I peeled all of the skin off on the outside of my arm, and I busted the shit out of this helmet. And so you can still see the scratches. All of like the stuff in here that the visor connected to exploded, and it bent one of the riser bolts like 1.5 inches up and back in total. I don't know how the bolt itself didn't just shear off. And I rode the bike home like 2 hours after I let my adrenaline rush crash. I was pretty sore the next day, but it was nothing terrible. But yeah, that was my first day ever riding after taking the MSF course. I wrecked.
I applaud you for getting back onto wheels.
And it rained. It started raining halfway home, so I hit every bad case that I could except snow on my way home.
I don't know if I've ever told any of you guys this story, but I used to be a non-helmet, non-sleeve, non-boot. I'd ride in whatever. The day I drove, I had the day off, went to see my wife at work. It was raining. So I decided to wear my leather jacket, steel toe boots from work, and a full face helmet. Guy pulled out in front of me and I T-boned him. He was in a construction truck with the diamond plate bumpers and the diamond plate toolboxes. I hit him going about 40 miles an hour. Wasn't very, very, very fast, but dislocated my left shoulder, broke 2 ribs, and it looked like somebody smeared grape jelly down my left side. That was with a 1.8 gram full leather jacket with double pads and a full face helmet, leather boots. They said it would have probably broke my leg if I would not have had 11-inch shanked leather boots on, and they were work boots. The only reason I had them on was because it was raining. I didn't want my feet to get wet. But yeah, after that, 100% not at GAT. I'm still comfy GAT, but I always helmet, always leather boots, always sleeves.
Yeah,
if it gets real hot, I might wave the sleeves, but always gloves, always helmet, always boots.
Yeah, I feel like
Gloves,
always
boots.
gloves is such a weird one because I can wear no jacket, long pants, boots, helmet, but if I'm not wearing gloves, I just feel like I'm not wearing anything else.
I
Yeah.
feel naked without
Yeah.
wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Gloves is just like I'll wear short sleeves if I'm like not going very far, but like no gloves, just
I think the first time somebody punches either gravel or a bumblebee going 80 miles an hour, that changes your mind about gloves.
Yeah, the first time I rode without a helmet, I also rode without gloves. Was at Camp Out of the Quarry to go get more beverages.
oh that's all bets are off though. I had
Yeah.
Meg on the back of my Himalayan with no helmet and we almost went down and I was like, this is like the first time like in an enclosed area where I was like,
I don't
there's
think
a
I
lot
saw
of
that.
gravel. Yes, I mean we almost bit it.
Was that
She
while I was
like-
out getting more drinks or before I came over to hang out with all of the leaders?
It was pretty early on. It was because they made us like park in the parking lot away from where we were camping,
Yeah.
and so I had to like bring her back to
Okay,
the
yeah.
bike. And then when she was at the shop a couple weeks ago, she was like, "I've never been on the back of your bike," and I was like, "We almost died. You've been on the back of my bike."
I
She's
have,
like, "Oh right, I blocked it out of my mind because we almost died."
I have finally not only been a passenger, but also had a passenger. After this last Forgotten Angels camp out, I was a passenger on the back of Phil's Road King, just zooming around the campsite.
Of course,
Actually
Phil
kinda
made you his
terrifying.
bitch.
Yeah, well, he was talking. I think he was sitting on his bike talking with somebody. I just ran over in my costume on Halloween and hopped on. And he's like, okay, turned his bike on and started going. I was like,
If there's anybody I would probably trust with my
It's
life,
Phil.
it's Phil.
it'd be Phil.
Seeing him
he
do all
does-
the cone camps.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He don't play. So,
And then for some reason, Parker trusted me enough to ride on the back of my Rebel when we went to get breakfast one morning. with
That's
a
'cause
bunch
she
of
was
other
drunk.
people. Probably.
I didn't know a Rebel 500 could fit 2 people.
It can. Whether it should is a different question.
I imagine
Journey
like
of Jerry.
Afghanis stacking like 8 people on one. That's what I think of when 2 people are on a Rebel.
So,
They're on like one of those little Coleman mini bikes though,
yeah. So
or like a rototiller.
I will say I do have a 2-person seat. I've got a step-up seat on the Rebel. I've got the Corbin Gunfighter seat on it, but its occupancy weight is recommended to be 345 or less, and I almost hit that myself.
these motorcycle ratings I've got to kind of laugh at because the weight rating on mine, passenger and gear, is supposed to be 250.
Parker is pretty small.
So once you put any gear on it, I think I can hit almost 250 just with me and my luggage.
Yeah.
So it's
I
kind of funny
absolutely
when they
would.
say
On your big bike?
Well, they say you can put 2 passengers and 11, 11, 18. Do quick math on me. I've been drinking 11 in each side bag, and then 18 in the back is only what you're supposed to carry.
Fuck
probably
math.
put
I've done enough of
another
this.
That's
100
40 pounds.
Who
40
even
pounds of
reads that
luggage.
shit?
I
You
put-
just put things on until you ride
Until
once and
you
you
can't
don't
control
feel
it.
comfortable, and then you take a little bit off for the next ride.
Until you hear the bass crack, and then you're like, that's enough.
Right.
But
Jerry
I think-
says he doesn't care personally about gear because it makes it more fun and dangerous. I kind of used to have a little bit of that streak in me as well, Jerry, but slamming
Well,
down on the pavement has definitely changed changed that in me.
Nah, I'll be honest. After being mildly inebriated and hopping on the bike with no gear and going down the road to get more brewskis, I won't do that again.
There is a point where you can say, okay, if I wear any more gear, I will parlay the jacket sometimes for a long sleeve t-shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
And even at the, when it was 90 degrees, 95 degrees down at Forgotten Angels, I drove in a t-shirt to breakfast.
So man, when I was in Florida, I was in shorts and a t-shirt riding all over the place.
So normally I will wear a jacket. Normally I'll wear a jacket, or those sleeves, and I'm very thankful that I brought the Kevlar sleeves with me, because I still have the protection, but they let a lot more wind in than that fucking blue plaid or the leather jacket.
Yeah, so you don't burn as much.
Oh, I thought I was gonna fucking die in March.
I'm definitely not an at-gat guy, and I'm not the type to harass people for not wearing gear. It makes me cringe anymore seeing people without helmets. I understand it. I've ridden without a helmet. It feels pretty good, but I'm literally sitting here talking today because I had a helmet on. So.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's a personal choice, but once you put yourself in that position, once you've been in that position, it changes for you.
I just care about people. I don't want to see anybody else, get hurt. So, for me, it's like, God, at least the helmet. I give Dwight a lot of shit because, he posts stuff where he's riding around with no helmet.
No, I've got a friend who he's entertaining the idea of getting into riding. I told him take the MSF course, and that's what he wants to do. And he's obsessed with 2 bikes I've shown him so far. He loves the Cafe Racer look. So he's really interested in, maybe not his first bike, but his second bike being the Royal Enfield INT 650, or I know it's Nicole looking up, or the Moto Guzzi.
Oh, you got Nicole right there.
Yeah,
her head pops.
Or the Moto Guzzi V7. He really loves the look of both of those a lot. And
Aaron, shut up.
Who's your friend?
He lives in Lancaster. I'm going to leave his name out of this for now, so you don't Facebook stalk him and start messaging him.
Is his name Aaron?
No. Close. But no.
I'm a little offended by your truthful statement.
That's okay. If it makes you feel better, I've messaged Nicole and she's never once responded to me.
Well, that's fine because she likes me more. So
you have to go put a sticker on her cooler and then she'll talk back to you.
Goon.
True. Fact.
Wait, who said they messaged me and I never talked back to them?
I did.
Two-wheeled Goon.
Oh yeah, so I don't message anybody back.
I know. I think that's fair because I've sent Nicole, I think, like 3 or 4 messages recently on Instagram, and I got an emoji and just like the message thing.
I'll just take into account that she told me I could come ride anything in the store. So if she doesn't answer my messages, I'm good.
Like did I word it like that? Because
yes, you did. Because I'm coming with him.
I'll be there too. It'll be a party.
Your love languages between the two of you is totally fine.
So it sounds like Rainy, Goon, and I are just gonna be up there for an entire day and just constantly ride around and make you watch us.
To be honest, if I go back, I'm either going to come back with that 411 Scrambler, or I'm going to. My stepbrother, who I put this in my video, he had a Honda 454 when we were in high school, and Nicole has 3 of them.
Yes, she does.
So when I showed that to him, he had a fit. He's like, "Why didn't you come back with one?" And I said, "Because you didn't give me any money." So
I will say that Himalayan Scram 411 is. I want one something bad. I don't have the cash for it, but I want one something bad.
The one that Beth got on. Yeah, the one that Beth got on is navy colors, so I'm absolutely wanting that, and I'm afraid if I go back, I'll find a way to get it home, even if it is 20 degrees.
Okay, so
what's going to happen is you're going to fly up, or you're going to buy it, and then I will ride with you all the way home for the content.
Yeah, it's about the same size as yours. Might as well.
I do road trips. If you just need to like ride up here and someone to ride the other bike back, airplanes exist. I can just fly back.
Yeah, but if
I'll
two of
message you, Moto
ride
Mortician.
together, the
I
two
can't
of you
believe
riding
y'all are
together
geeking out
will
over a
bring
411.
hurricane.
Dude, this thing
Whoa,
is so
whoa, whoa,
sexy.
whoa, whoa,
It is
They're
so
cool
sexy.
looking, but it's still a
Whoa.
411.
The two of
No,
you riding
too
together would
sexy.
It's not
absolutely
the
bring a
size of the
hurricane.
motorcycle. It's what you do with it.
Well,
how to use
I'll
the
tell you
bike.
what I'd do with it. I'd probably sack out the suspension right off the bat, and then blow the fucking engine up doing something I shouldn't.
Okay.
Nicole, what's the top speed on the 411?
10 miles an hour.
How fast can you go?
If it'll do highway speed, I'm good. It's good.
So the Himalayan has a 411, and I take my Himalayan on the freeway all the time, laden with camp gear. So
Top speed?
with
That
camp
you've
gear,
gone?
Highway speed.
like 70, 75.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's too slow on the highway for long trips. I gotta go
You-
100.
Especially in Florida.
You guys that have to have okay, first of all, I have an 1800 cc motorcycle and a 411 motorcycle. They're just for different things.
Right.
Oh, 100%. I'm not saying that at all. But in Florida, if you're not doing at least close to the 3-digit speed limit, you're going to get your ass run over, especially on the highway down.
I mean, I'm 6'2", 275 pounds. That bike was not made for me. It looks neat. I like it, but that's just too small for me.
So the guys that are 6'4" that I've sold them to, and the 450-pound guy that I sold a bike to, have something to argue with you about.
Yeah.
So, as the resident small CC rider here, as in the only bike I have,
It's okay.
Goon has a
You're getting
point.
rid of it soon.
Maybe. As Goon says, yes, there is a good point that once you hit like southern Georgia, any part of Florida, if you're not going like 85 plus on the interstate, your ass is getting run over. There's a lot of truth to that, as much as it is terrifying to admit.
Don't veer for the deer.
I just redline it and pray. No, honestly, every time the 2 trips to Florida, once I hit South Georgia, I just redline it and pray. That's everything that goes.
I don't think we got above 75. We were in a group coming down from Tifton to the camp out, and I don't think we got above 75 the whole time.
Fuck Columbus.
I was managing to hit like 85, and that still wasn't apparently fast enough for most of the people in South Georgia. And it only was worse once I hit Florida until that massive backup of traffic. And then it was just, hey, sit still for 2.5 hours to go, like 3 miles.
Yeah, I felt bad about that until I found out the 2 people had died in that accident. And then I was like, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with this.
See, that was, for me, I think that was the day after I hit all the traffic I hit. Because I came in on Wednesday. I think you came in on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never looked into the cause. I just know that it was backed up on both
Nicole,
sides of I-75
is this
forever.
650 the biggest motor that Enfield makes? Oh, she's gone.
She's
What?
giving you the look.
It was all garbled.
It helps
Oh.
if you're not a robot.
I am a robot, so
Beep, boop, boop, beep.
no.
Bot beep.
The answer is yes. The 650 is the largest that the Royal Enfield currently makes.
Currently.
You have to keep
knows?
in mind that Royal Enfield's an Indian company, so the market is
Yeah.
smaller CC.
No, totally.
Yeah. No, over there, the Royal Enfields are like the Bugattis of cars.
Don't
that's
get me
like-
wrong. I love Royal Enfields. I think they look cool. I think the price point on them is awesome. But me personally, just need something a little bigger.
Then the Moto Guzzi's are right up your alley.
That's what she
No, I
said.
don't want no Moto Guzzi.
Right up your
I-
alley.
I will admit, the Moto Guzzi, the V85 TT, it has a sweet spot for me, in part because it's that adventure style bike, and I'm almost able to flat foot it. I'm just barely off of my heels. It responds well. It's comfortable, and it's got a pretty good price point on it.
What do those Moto Guzzis go for? They're Italian, right?
The Italian Harley.
So the interesting dichotomy between Royal Enfield and Moto Guzzi is that Royal Enfield makes 10,000 motorcycles a month, and Moto Guzzi makes that in a year. So they're just very
Right.
different ends of the spectrum. But yes, they are made in the same Italian factory that they started in. And they're kind of a range. There's probably like upper 7,000 to like 14,000. They're about to come out with the V100 Mandela, which is going to be liquid cooled and have a whole bunch of like cool stuff on it. That's going to be much higher.
Is that new for Moto Guzzi, liquid cooled?
Yeah.
I don't know much about them.
In recent years, so Moto Guzzi's had quite a few models. There's only the 3 that are out right now, which is the V85, V7, and V9. They all have the same engine right now because they only could get the one engine Euro 5. So they used to have a lot of other different models they don't have now.
My favorite Moto Guzzi was the California Stone, and all through high school, I wanted
I have one.
You
I
have one?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
There's one at your shop?
Don't lie to me. I'll walk all the way up there and get it.
So it hasn't been in the shop because one side cover has a tiny little crack in it, and I can't get one, so I don't want to put on the floor for sale. But it's adorable. I love
know.
it.
So
I
what
love
you're
the
saying
tank.
is
The
you
tank
could
is so
bring it in,
iconic.
But you're
Sorry,
saying you could bring it in so that Mike and I could check it out, maybe go on a test ride?
Oh, it's there now. It just wasn't there.
Aaron
last
might
time.
make it there before me. Yeah, the Stone was such a cool looking bike. It was so, they used to joke that it had a sperm cell for a tank because it's this globulous looking.
Yeah. So we also have a California vintage, and that's the one I really like. And it has that weird shaped tank. And then there's the metal version of that has a chrome tank, and that one is the one that really looks like sperm. You're just like, what are we doing with that? Like, you need
It
to
should
paint
make funny. It should make splash noises as it goes down the highway. Anyway,
man.
My problem with these Moto Guzzis is it just looks like the engine's in there sideways to me. A V-twin in there perpendicular to the bike just kind of looks strange to me.
I thought
And that was
at
for
first
cooling.
until I started riding them. And what I hate about BMW is I actually hit my shin on it every time, because not because of the design necessarily, because I am clumsy as fuck. So what I like about the Transverse V-twin is that I've never touched it with my knee or my shin. It's never been in the way. So it really does disappear pretty quickly. Yeah,
boxer engines, it takes a little getting used to. I discovered, when I got the Honda, the Goldwing, that getting my feet where I wanted them was a little tough.
The good thing about the BMW, the opposed twins, I've owned 3, and I owned them in St. Louis and right outside of Memphis, and they keep your feet very warm when it's cold. So, and in the summer, you really don't feel it. You can just point your toes out and you're fine. But yes, you can tuck your feet right under those cylinders, and it keeps your feet so warm. That's my 2 cents. Now this inline 6 game over. Speaking of which, Nicole, why didn't you ride my bike when I was there?
Oh, I think I might know the answer. Just like me, too damn short.
That's not why.
Because you were too busy trying to bust my ass over a dog.
That's why.
That's why.
I was trying not to kick an ass. So I still look at the photos that we took with Beth, and I'm just like, I just look so aggravated that I just like, I couldn't ride somebody else's bike and be like, well, I ran away
my bike that day.
Yeah, you were still mad about that. I was just, I look at that, the one picture, especially when you're kind of giving me those side eyes. I'm like, was she about to swat me in that picture? I think she was.
Maybe. No, just come back by.
Yeah. After Nicole calmed down, I did get her on the Rebel.
She got by the time she was doing.
I hated every second of. Aaron, look, man, just.
I've got the recording up. I watched it a couple of times, and you're like, I thought I broke your exhaust. I'm like, no, I did that.
Okay, those curves.
You frustrated her so much, you broke
That's
her.
a good look.
I broke
That's a good look for her.
Nicole. She's gone.
All right, we didn't hear any of that, Nicole.
Yeah, you cut out the entire time.
Oh, from where?
Yes.
Yes.
The curves.
The curves on the test ride route.
Mm-hmm.
We good? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I lean on almost every bike that I ride through there, and I was just like, this will be totally fine. Then I felt like I scraped your peg, but I guess I didn't. But everything is
checked
so
them out,
low
you
to the
didn't.
ground.
Yeah.
The whole bike is low to the ground.
I know.
Yeah.
My knees, look, my inseam is 29 inches. Okay, I am short.
Same.
God damn, you are short.
Yeah. Oh, we lost
You
Nicole.
broke her.
I-
You literally
I
broke her.
broke Nicole.
Thanks,
I broke Nicole.
Aaron.
No, I brought up
Thanks,
that I put her on the
Aaron.
Rebel.
Damn it, Aaron.
Listen, the Rebel is a lot of fun. It is a great learner bike. It's a great second bike for around town. Anything other than that, you got to have a different level of insanity.
See, that's how I felt about my 883. And looking back, I kind of miss it.
That's why I really don't want to get rid of the Rebel, because it's phenomenal for when I just want to like bar hop or just go like down the road for a few minutes.
Now, in fairness, I didn't voluntarily give up my 883. It was taken from me prematurely. I've told you this story.
I don't
Yes,
think
it was
I've
sacrificed.
Bonfire.
It was sacrificed to the lowrider gods.
Oh, okay. I don't think I heard that story.
The dealership burned it to the ground. Well, okay, it wasn't really their fault. I took it in for the headlight recall, and by some miraculous fucking feat, it didn't burst into flames. I was riding it there, or at all that day. It just so happened to do it as the tech was riding it into the bay.
So it became a them issue, not a you issue at that point.
Facts. But
What happened
I was
to it?
talking. So apparently, something about the wiring harness in the 2020 series or model year of the Iron 883s had like the headlight wiring had an issue. Somehow it overheated it and managed to catch fire to the rest of the bike.
Crazy.
And the mechanic, instead of doing the smart thing and grabbing a fire extinguisher, his idea was, I'm going to run inside and tell the owner and the owner of the Harley Davidson dealership that the dude's bike's on fire.
On the plus side,
I would have just rode faster on it and put the flames out with the wind.
However, that is how I
missed
got.
a, like integral part when your app kicked me off.
So
He had an 883 that caught fire when the maintenance tech was taking it into the maintenance bay.
Awesome. Yeah.
and instead of putting it out, he ran in and told me while I was talking to the owner, because I was looking at the Lowrider S. And so me and the owner walk outside. Bike's already pretty much fucked at that point. And the owner looks at me. He's like, that maroon Lowrider we were looking at? I was like, yeah, he's like, you can have it. I'm just straight up.
It.
I'll pay off your fucking what's left on this one, and you can have the fucking the soft tail.
Really?
He's like, just don't bring this up to corporate.
You lucky bitch. I had to pay for mine.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the next year they brought out the Lowrider, the ST.
I don't want the ST.
I just want the fairing.
That's what I don't want. I already relocated my controls, so my dash, so I don't need the fairing. I did just put a Memphis shade on my bike, and I'm like, not sure about it yet.
That is one way to upgrade Moto Mortician. I put Memphis shades on mine, and then I when they finally released the colors, like the paint color, at a more reasonable price than $600 a fucking can, I color matched it.
I think we talked, at least last time I was here,
Yeah.
maybe with
We went over it a little bit.
Yeah.
that
I
the
think we
inside
did.
of the fairing is just
All stickers.
Yeah, no, that's the sticker spot.
That's
But the
I
outside
don't
of it
put
looks
stickers on
so
things.
good.
Speaking of which, I'm still
Actually-
missing a
Anxiety.
sticker from somebody in this chat right now.
you have 2 of mine, I think.
I have 2 of yours. I have one with a bear on it. So there is somebody here who never gave me a sticker.
Does she have stickers? Is the question.
Is it me?
Where the fuck did Mike go?
Is
I
it
don't know.
me, Aaron?
Yes, I'm absolutely throwing shade at you right now.
Look, I have a stack on my. Look, you know where I am.
Yeah, but that's like a 40-minute minimum drive.
Look, Aaron, we've talked about this. How horrible am I of a YouTuber and any kind of public presence person? You think I have?
I'm glad you mentioned that because tonight's main subject is YouTube.
Oh,
There's a main subject.
It's only taken us an hour and 10 minutes to get to it.
Right?
Yes, but we got to it.
Fucking
is that why?
finally.
Is that why
You're
Mike
welcome.
wanted me to be? Is that why you wanted me to be on this so that we can all just like make fun of me for it being? Somebody said last time like 6 months ago since I posted a video.
No.
No,
That's
that
not.
We
at
wanted
all.
you on because it's cock soup without you.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Oh,
3 dudes,
Sweet.
and we needed
Sid
somebody
couldn't
with
make
a
it.
better looking face.
Sid
than
couldn't
ours.
make it.
That too.
God damn it.
It's nice to feel wanted. It's to feel wanted.
Nicole, I'll speak on behalf of everyone here. We would always love to have you in here when you can be.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Well, what else do you think I'm doing on a Friday?
I would say getting
Socializing?
sloshed, but I know you're not, so probably working.
Mike says his computer crashed.
Oh,
I see
gross.
that. Fix
I
it,
didn't hear you
motherfucker.
say that. Aaron, I didn't hear what you said. Did I freeze?
I don't think he heard what
No.
he
I'm
said.
trying.
Aaron.
I'm trying. Nope. Gears are processing, trying to rewind what I said.
You said something about sloshed. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah, no.
You meant-
I figure you're either sloshed on a Friday night or working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both. Or neither.
Same.
Aaron, we have some after recording conversations to have. Just saying.
Kumquat.
Hell no.
Am I gonna need an adult? Am I gonna need legal representation for this?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
You just need to know the safe word.
It's pineapple. Mommy?
Okay. Now kumquat.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. I think I just hurt Nicole.
I'm gonna swallow my computer.
She's
Didn't
saying
come out of her
words,
nose
but I'm
yet.
not hearing it. That's what she said.
That is what she
Oh.
said.
That is something else I was gonna say. You should make a sticker that just says, what was it? That's what,
That's what she said.
and then have a little dash that says she. That's
Who-
what she said.
Who are you directing that at?
I just want to say that
'Cause I don't have a
because there
sticker
was
yet at all.
silence, no one was frozen.
Okay.
What's up, Chase?
Whiskey Chaser?
Whiskey. Yep.
Whiskey
Oh,
Chaser
man!
from New York City.
For now, I saw that post from Parker.
I'm trying to follow.
They haven't had a
the
proper
chat,
announcement
and
yet.
I can't keep up.
I completely disregarded it probably about an hour ago.
Oh,
I'm-
sausage party. Now I get it. I got it.
But what about the children? The fucking children!
No children, except for Aaron.
You know, ironically, before this live stream, I was at a work event, and I'm the youngest there. And I
Oh,
surprised
diplomats
people-
in the chat now.
Oh shit, we got Dip.
Dip, do you want in on this? I will send you the link.
What in God? There is no God happening.
No, there.
Yeah, no, there's no God here.
No.
Well, unless we're considering me.
Who is making the "Don't Tread on My Nut Cheek" sticker? That. Oh.
I think that's Shaker, isn't it?
I mean, Shaker did the art.
He
Uh,
owns the rights
you know,
to that one.
Depending on which version we're talking about, one's got my likeness. I might make that into a sticker.
I kind of like the one with Abel's face, but the one with the rebel kind of took my heart.
Here's something I learned the last time I was on this with you guys is that I know Aaron and Rainey. Okay. How the fuck do you guys know like everyone knows each other?
So
I just feel like the kid in the corner just
I can take this one, Nicole. See, there's this fantabulous, amazing, life-changing event that happens biannually south of Tampa, Florida, called the Forgotten Angels Campout.
I'm aware of it.
That's where we meet a lot of these fuckers.
So you're saying that I'm just not the cool kid who knows anything about anything.
I wasn't going to say you're not the cool kid. I would say more like you are the sad kid choosing to miss out on a good time.
Most of us met through the Shade Tree Surgeon Discord.
You're welcome. I'll come back later
right
to take that knife back. But that's fine. I don't pull punches.
At least you stabbed me in the front of the chest and not in the back. Okay.
Well, yeah,
that's
because if I would have tried to stab you in the back, I probably would have got attacked by other people.
I think she just beat your ass.
That too. I hear she has a mean stare and a right hook.
And a follow through.
I'm tempted to push the boundaries to see if I can find out, but I don't know.
He just wants you to hit him. He just wants you to abuse him.
Yes, actually.
Are there some more mommy issues that are going on in there, Aaron?
More like daddy issues, but maybe.
Oh, so that'll be the difference between whether I spit in my hand first and whether it's open or closed fist. That's all I needed to know. Mommy or daddy issues. Got it.
Mother matron?
I feel like I can make some jokes, but I think I've had too many drinks to come up with anything witty.
Aaron, you just have to keep being my friend because I can't open my own shotgun can yet. So I just have to keep you around. That's the only reason I do.
Oh. Well, at least I have a use. It's better than being around with no use.
It's better to be useful than useless. So
yeah, exactly. No,
I sent Diplomat the link to this in case he wants to jump in.
More and
Cough,
more.
cough.
It's just like.
What is this? Tell me, what is this?
Well, we call it Weirdos Assembled for a reason.
But I'm honestly thinking it needs to be retitled to like regret watching later.
You watch it later? That's the problem. Don't watch it later. Just think about the here and now. I'm just happy to be included.
I missed last week's because of other plans I had made. So
you didn't miss
Wednesday.
Nut Cheek.
I did miss.
That was
Nut
last
Cheek.
week, man. That was a
Where
doozy of a night.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Nicole?
Where were you and who were you with?
I was probably either
Mommy?
drunk off my ass or with my mother.
Wow.
Mike leaves and this shit just goes, meow.
Yep. He's the glue. Which,
Now, speaking of not being safe for YouTube.
I think we're encroaching
Are we
on that
supposed
territory.
to be safe for you? Got it.
Fuck no. That shit went out the window halfway
Very
through the
early
first
on.
minute of the first episode.
Yes.
Guy's Nut Cheek hasn't gotten taken down. Since it's
just
the
saying.
Gadsden dick.
I want a flag of Nut Cheek with the rebel for the tip to hang outside of my front door in my neighborhood. Because like everyone around me is super old. Like I'm talking like grandparents, except for the couple directly across from me who have a very young family. So I want to have this super controversial Nut Cheeks with a rebel tip as a flag outside my front door.
Yankee, God was never here. The adult came and left.
Yes.
That's how we got here.
That is how we got here.
Who is God? I'm God. I'm God tonight.
Pull out game. Not
Glad
strong.
to disappoint you. No, it's not. But that would require having game to begin with.
I had high hopes when I was just watching, by the way, because we were actually talking about like helmets.
So
we were on topic
we were
longer
talking
than
about
normal.
We were
very
talking about
much
our
longer
gear
than normal.
topic.
One little drop of like degenerate. I'm sorry, I can contribute to the downfall. It's fine.
Okay,
That's what
so
she
if
said.
we want to try to get back on topic, we talked about.
Hold
our
on,
beer
hold on.
topic.
It sounds like the chat people all want nut cheek stickers. So I'll go ahead and I'll take the AR and I'll do it. I'll make some.
All right. If you can make a small, like a very small print
No,
of the Rebel
no,
1-2, I will
no.
gladly give you the money for it.
No, I would never ever put a rebel on
Okay.
a penis.
So everybody
Sure,
can
stick with that.
message Abel for an order.
No,
Oh, do
not
you
for an
take
order.
orders?
It's got to be a camp out exclusive.
Well, I'm gonna have to now. Everybody, it's in high demand.
No, it's got to be a camp out exclusive. We got to get more people to these events.
Well,
I'm looking at you, Nicole.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Christ. Jesus.
We can road trip it together. Me on the Rebel,
Oh,
you
see?
on whatever you want to ride. Since you got like a dozen bikes.
Whatever I want to ride, huh?
Yeah. You can be the
You writing
lowrider and I
checks?
can struggle to keep up. I wish I could write checks. I never learned how to sign my name. Many times it's just been a little X.
Okay,
I'm just
so
gonna leave
YouTube.
all of those alone.
Off-stream talk? Is that what this is going to be?
Yes.
After we hit stop, yes. The degeneracy can.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely it will.
Sorry, y'all. You don't get to see everything. There's an after show.
No, that's premium
Just for
Patreon
us.
content.
And that is
Easy.
also what she
I
said,
don't
and
push
she-
my Patreon that hard.
Maybe you should push it a little harder.
Push it.
That's what she
Push
said.
it real good.
Oh god, I'm so glad no one at work knows I did this.
Oh,
Look,
my
you
boss
asked
found
what I-
it.
You ask what I do on Friday. It's work
And hang out
and
with
then-
us fucking degenerates.
and then be degenerate.
So it's work or degeneracy. Got you. I'm
That's all
going
I've
to
got.
definitely
That's a
hit you
great
up for
life.
Friday night fun.
Isn't that just the key to life?
3
So
loads
Work
of
what I'm-
to support the degeneracy.
So what I'm hearing is eventually at some point, Nicole, I'm just gonna have to come out into Columbus for a Friday night and get a degeneracy night.
I mean,
may
it
not
seems like you
survive.
really want to hang out with her, so make the effort. Get up there.
Yeah, no, I would, but
Yeah,
I just thought
Why
she
don't
hated
you
me.
hang out with me?
She probably hates you because you never
Yeah,
go
no.
to
I just-
Columbus and hang out with her.
I mean, I kind of do hate going through downtown. It sucks. I hate it. I'm more of a country boy than a city slinger.
You,
but
you go 5 minutes east.
City
west, and
slinger?
20 minutes north,
What are
and you're
you
in the country.
slinging?
I don't know, Coke or something.
It's city
What are they
slicker.
slinging?
You're thinking
Flicker,
yogurt
sorry.
slinger.
See, that just tells you how much like out of the fucking know I am. I'm so used to being out in the sticks, being in the bumfuck nowhere.
You're used to getting the stick.
I'm used to getting sticked.
There's so much coming out in this stream.
I think I might have had a couple
That's
too
what
many.
she said.
No, that's legitimately what he said to
Everybody said
him.
Anybody know a good therapist? I might need to see one soon.
Mother
Yeah,
Matrix.
after that mom comment you made earlier.
I heard
I
what
feel
was
like
said,
mom.
and it didn't process until I finished speaking about that.
I mean, whatever gets you, whatever.
Oh my god. Okay.
Reining it in.
Oh. Jesus.
Oh, she
We lost
gone.
Nicole.
Bye, Nicole. So,
So I'm planning
catching up on
going-
chat real quick. Whiskey, yeah, Chase is planning on going to Forgotten Angels. I'm planning on going. However, I'm still planning on coming.
Randy's back with a helmet.
Yep. The fuck?
It's his
He came-
$50 helmet.
He came armed for battle.
He did.
Oh, hi. Oh, where'd Nicole go?
He's that guy.
You chased her away, dude.
I think as you were
Aaron
trying to
broke
join
her.
Ticker, I
The
repeatedly have
oversized
broken
helmet
Nicole
scared
tonight,
her
I think.
off.
Maybe.
Obviously not.
There
No shit.
she
I didn't
is.
scare her off. The mommy comments didn't scare her off.
What?
What?
Oh, you said
Hold
scared
on.
her off.
We thought you got scared off. You disappeared.
So,
No, I got
And I thought
kicked
you knew
off.
Nicole. You can't scare that off. Come on.
That doesn't mean I can't try.
No, I just used the opportunity to get another beer. It's fine.
Speaking of
Insult
another
you
beer,
throw at Nicole, she takes it as a challenge. So bring it on.
That's a good quality to have.
good point. Good
You
point.
can't insult me because it's probably true. If you make up something, yeah, that's fine.
So
I love it when people, because it makes me sound so much more interesting than I really am.
Same.
I'm just trying to figure out why this thing thinks I'm dumb. And I can't.
Well, since you asked.
Whoa.
okay, now topics. Back to them.
YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
What about?
Josh was talking in the Shade Tree chat the other day about the changes that were brought up to him concerning YouTube's algorithm, about how YouTube is trying to steal people from TikTok and Instagram by pushing shorts more. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it at all. I think it's ridiculous. I used to YouTube. If I look up Circus Bear, I'm looking for their video that's going to keep me entertained for a while. Because I watch at home, usually in my chair at TV. I don't want to keep flipping through a bunch of stupid. And if you go to somebody, like when you go to the, I'm looking for their last video. I'm not looking for that day that you have to wade through to find a video that's actually something that you want to watch. That's just the way I feel about it. One every week, one every 2 weeks or so. But when you got to wade through, from somebody, it gets very tedious. That's just how I feel.
I mean, I'm very bad at uploading reels to begin with onto Instagram, so adding, making another short form content doesn't really fit how I generally try things.
But if
That's
you're
only
already
affected-
making a reel, then you've already made it. You just take
Right.
the same thing and put it on a short.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I suck at making reels to begin with, so I actually have to take the time and make the reel. I honestly, if I was actually going to start pushing it more, it would only be every now and then for shorts, and it would just be to like advertise the upcoming video, kind of like we do with stories and reels on Instagram.
Some of the shorts are really funny, like Josh's last video where he did the weird AI pictures. That was awesome. But seeing 30, it's kind of just get bogged.
I like shorts and reels and stuff, man. I always end up going down a rabbit hole and just watching all kinds of mad shit. It's just fucking funny to me.
You end up watching some 13-year-old girl that's trying to do splits on a pole. Something weird popping up when you're watching shorts. You have to tell me you've seen that shit pop up.
Well, I know how I have curated my For You page. I'm not saying I haven't, but it's based off what you watch.
You watch one.
Yeah, mine are mostly like apes throwing shit and cats doing funny things.
I'll interject my opinion here. I actually had a long talk with a buddy of mine who is encouraging me to get more in depth into YouTube and really try to do the analytic machine stuff. But we discussed how YouTube is pushing the algorithm to favor people doing long form content and shorts to really get their page out and get their channel out. I myself, I'm kind of indifferent with shorts, but my For You stuff, like 90% of the shorts I get are very nerdy things about, like, did you know this about D&D, or did you know this about insert, video game title? It's not just a bunch of random shorts. It's very targeted. So I'm pretty indifferent, but I will say I would rather sit down and watch a 5 to 10 minute video rather than 10 seconds of herd dirt in a short.
So the
It's just
shorts
not-
that I like are when someone who has the long form video and they take like a conscious effort to make like a snippet of it to make into a short, because I know that I have a short attention span in general, unless it's something I'm actually interested in. So if you get me in 15 seconds for the did you know whatever, Saturn floats in a bathtub, whatever, then yes, then I start watching more shorts about these little things that you have longer videos about, and then I might watch your longer videos. But I can't necessarily waste 15 minutes for you to get through your 3-minute introduction of, all right, guys, we're gonna get right into it. It's now been 4 minutes and we're not right into it. So the short can get me to like be interested in your content before I have to watch a 15-minute video.
That's
you
kind of
just
how
say a
I
turd
see
floats in a
shorts and
bathtub?
reels and stuff.
I had 2 people talking and then no one.
Did you just say a turd floats in a bathtub?
Saturn, like the planet. That's my fun astrophysics joke from when I was in college, is that I'm horrible at math, but I learned in one of my physics classes that if you can build a bathtub big enough, Saturn is light enough because it's mostly gas that it could float in the bathtub. But that's for sciencey people.
Nerd.
Yeah, plus not all turds float.
I'm
Last time I
sorry.
shit in the
Who said
bathtub, it
nerd,
sank like a
Aaron?
stone.
That's because you hadn't shit in 2 months. It's pretty dense there.
God, I wish I would have been in the bathtub. Not laying in a bed.
Get a bidet.
So,
Highly recommend.
like Nicole was saying about the 15-second, or I think you can do up to 60-second snippets for shorts.
Yep.
Is it 60 seconds?
Up to a
Up
minute,
to.
I believe, is the max.
I've been doing that. I've been taking some of my old videos that I still have saved on my hard drive and cutting pieces of those out and making those reels and shorts. I haven't got around to uploading the shorts yet, but they're on Instagram right now.
For some reason, I can't.
I think of
put
the
a-
short form stuff, shorts and reels, as just a way to guide people to your other content. And, you know, I kind of got into looking at analytics for a little bit. And then I was just like, I'm so inconsistent at even posting shit. Like, what do I care? I'm just going to put stuff up and people are either going to watch it or not. And if whatever happens, happens. I don't give a fuck about an algorithm.
I mean, most of us are still fairly new and rather small YouTubers. So, well, content creators, I guess you could say, because we're on multiple platforms. So we're just kind of having to go off what the larger ones are telling us at this point.
Right.
Consistent on views. If I put a video up, it doesn't get great numbers, but it usually gets somewhere 300, 500 views. If it's long term, some of the tech videos will get 10,000, 20,000 views. But the shorts,
Shit.
you can throw a video up and it'll get views. My video of just pulling the plug out of my tire when it wasn't seated right got 15,000 views. And put it up and put music on it and put some kind of funny music behind it, and it gets like 20 views. It's just so inconsistent.
Yeah, I had one.
Correct.
I had
The
one
chat.
Instagram reel that jumped. I think it's at like 750,000 views, 800,000. But everything else has been like. I think the one I just put up was like 30 or 40 views, and the one before that was like 500. So I don't I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll be honest.
Same.
Same.
So my most viewed video on YouTube is 464 views.
Oh shit! I'm gonna look now. I know it.
I
ain't-
put
Are
a
we
reel up.
doing this now? Are we doing
Maybe.
this right now?
We
I did a
whipping them
reel-
out right now and comparing.
We
I
know
put
you
a
want
reel
to, big
up
boy.
On Instagram that no, I'm minuscule. I put a reel out on Instagram just about coffee, and it's got 2,306 views.
So my biggest
my-
YouTube video is 517 views.
My biggest view for the
How many?
longest
I don't
time
care.
was
517. That's it.
restaurant, and I filmed the nachos and I filmed the salsa, giving me resting bitch face. That got 20,000 views in 3 hours.
Oh, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Something
Nachos
that I
and
really
resting
struggle
bitch
with
face.
is like, that's my natural state of being. But my
I was gonna
problem
say
with
creating
YouTube-
content.
I just mean
Nicole is
sitting here-
judgmental bitch face, not resting. That one, yes.
Which
You've seen
Which
me smile
weirdly
in
enough-
person. Mike,
No,
thank
weirdly
you
I
very
know.
much.
Nicole
Yes, I
might
know.
have the resting face, but she is an absolute pleasure to be around.
It's not
Hey,
resting,
don't just
it's judgmental.
share what
Don't
your
share
best
it.
video
Don't give it away.
views
give it
were.
away. I need
What's
everyone
your
to
least
hear
viewed
me
video?
appropriately.
So- My least viewed is, I will tell you. Give me 2 seconds.
By the way, so what I was saying is that my
11
issue
views.
with, making content is that I feel like it has to be like perfect, and so I don't share a lot about my life or something that I think is funny. But I feel like that's how people get people to watch them, because I'm not interesting. So if you're looking at my content for something that's interesting, you're gonna have a bad time.
I mean, you are more interesting than me, so
It's
My
actually enamored.
worst video. My worst performing video was something I did. It's a crap video. I understand why it's viewed very infrequently. It's 25 views, and it had to do with Female Ride Day. Apparently, nobody really cared.
Talked about Female Ride Day is it's kind of looked on as pandering, and so people will either love it or they will hate it.
Yeah. My best one is the first episode of the Chopper Build series at 17,072.
I think I remember seeing that one. Yeah,
I have a
I
bunch
think
on
that
here
might have
that
been the first video of yours I saw.
I can say this. My least watched video is one that I gave to Seven. It was her in karaoke last March. I gave it to her where she could just give it to her friends. It was only watched 2 times. But that's because I didn't release it. I just gave it to her.
Well, that doesn't
Um,
count.
Oh, so it's an unlisted video.
Well,
are we doing most or least?
Both.
Oh, my
Oh,
most
least.
camping video from last year, and then least are shorts, actually. But
Really, my second most is a short.
my
Okay.
least viewed video is when I did a photo shoot for a Nissan car club, and apparently cars and motorcycles don't go together. Nobody liked
Yeah,
it.
nobody wants to see that.
So
Wait a minute,
my least, because I didn't realize we were doing that.
Do what?
I missed something.
I missed something.
I missed the
too.
part where
Go
I
ahead
missed
and
the part
finish.
where Nicole put on a bikini and why did I miss that? Why did I not see that?
Funny you should ask. Because I was the photographer at the photo shoot.
I was about to start searching. I was about to do some Google searches.
No, it does. It
Same.
does exist. Okay.
Nicole
well,
did the splits on top
Oh,
of a
Bleak's in the
Nissan.
chat.
What?
Okay, so this is one of those things that like two worlds don't collide. This, nah.
Nicole, use your words.
Use your vowels. Sound them out.
I much prefer to be behind the camera than in front of it, but it does exist. And if you can figure out how to find it, then you get the privilege of getting to see it. So the hunt is on. Have fun.
How much is that subscription?
The trick is
Okay, so
in person.
one of you is the one who keeps asking for OnlyFans. Then I'm not gonna lie. Figure it out.
You know what? I'm gonna
I
throw it
think
out there. I bet
Painted
you.
just as a joke.
You know, I'm gonna throw it out there. I think it's Beth. I'm willing to put money down that it's Beth.
So I asked Jeff, and I was like, "Is it you?" And he said, "No, it's probably Beth." Probably.
Jeff, I love Jeff.
That's a private subscription I would offer. It would be awkward, fans, but you know.
I ship
if
it.
You've met me for 5 minutes in person, you realize that I do not have any of this shit together. Okay, so
none of us do.
I can imagine this.
We just fucking wing.
I'm not the one asking for other people's
Hands would be bruised toes.
You think I got a belly for the time?
No, it would be my bruised ass from running it, or like the back of my calf from pegs on bikes. Look, it would be weird. If you're into that sort of
well, it's a good thing this is called Weirdos Assemble. Oh, well, she's out.
She broke again.
Yeah,
Look what
she
you
was
did,
about
Aaron.
to give up her OnlyFans. And
Look what you did.
It wasn't
Aaron.
me this time. I blame you, Rainey. I think
Okay.
it was you asking about the
Wasn't
bikini in
me.
the car.
So what? It,
She
That
was
wasn't me.
I don't care who. Giggity. I don't care who answers this one first on forum. What is your biggest struggle with making content, especially in the winter?
Ooh.
Oh,
For me.
Nicole's coming at us sideways. Oh.
I chose landscape.
I think.
The biggest problem
So
with
to
winter.
answer you, Goon, I would say
Go ahead,
for me,
Aaron.
To interject rudely right now, not just for winter, but as a new content creator in general, I find myself to be a very bland person and very boring. So I don't think anything I've created thus far has really been that entertaining. So I think with winter and anything I'm going to put out is going to be very much just like me in town, is going to be that much worse. Because I'm not a very outwardly excited person when I talk.
Some of the I think we're going to do very well just because I was driving to work or driving around town and just talking to the camera. Had no scenic views. It was just me talking, and I thought they wouldn't do very well just because I was talking about interesting topics. So I've learned to go ahead and make the video, and then if it's not interesting, I'll cut out all the dead space, put the and then see what I've got. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I didn't know I was talking about such interesting things. And then I go ahead and publish it, and it does pretty well.
Right.
So
I'm releasing a video for tomorrow. It's not going to have a premiere because I've just got too much stuff going on tomorrow to be part of a premiere. And I think it's probably going to be my lowest performing video to date, excluding the little snippet I made of like hitting Juice's kill switch in the group ride. That little like 20-second video I threw out. I think this will probably be my least performing one, simply because I don't think I'm talking about anything interesting. I'm not going to have a very fun thumbnail, and it's not anything like the Forgotten Angel videos. It's not like any of my other content. It's literally just me rambling while riding for like 20 minutes.
So Diplomat says his biggest struggle is 60 degrees because he's got to wear a hoodie.
I used to like
Man,
I used to
Fuck
like
Floridians.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You know, I liked Diplomat until that comment came out.
All right.
And
I
I'm
don't
going to throw
know.
this
You know,
out there.
Nicole is still coming at us sideways.
I
right, gotta
chose
join Nicole.
landscape.
I know a lot of times it's very funny to people to do the kill switch stuff at lights, but I saw a very bad crash when someone was at a red light and hit the kill switch, and the guy tried to take off. He was in gear. He was one of those guys that holds the clutch, and I do it too. And when they hit his kill switch, he was kind of awkward trying to get the bike started, and he crashed. I am not an advocate of that. I know it's funny among young riders and guys that like to play around, but
It's even funnier if people crash from it.
yeah, that was not a funny crash.
And you would know from experience about crashing.
That's what happened. I was doing 70. I hit my own
So-
kill switch. And
The only reason I did it is because we were at a long light and I had to physically get off of my bike to do it because Juice was was behind me off to my right. So I physically got up, walked over. He watched me the whole time. And he's like, hey, buddy. And I just slapped his kill switch. And he was already sitting there. It looked like he was in neutral because I didn't see his hand on the clutch at all. So I didn't feel too bad about doing it. Now, if it was like me pulling up beside him to do it, I probably wouldn't.
I mean, I fat fingered my own when I had fucking oversized gloves on the highway. I felt really stupid when I was like, why the fuck? I hit the throttle, but it's not going anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm retarded.
I've done that going from the BMW to the Harley and went to hit the turn signal and it was the kill switch because on the Harley, you've got one on each thumb and on the BMW, they're both on the left. And I've done that. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening on my bike? Holy shit. Oh, it was me because I'm fucking stupid. Yeah. Have a nice day. So.
Oh, that's fucked up, Yankee. Apparently, Abel hit his rear tires.
Something hit it.
Abel, did you see what I posted to you today?
I did.
Abel, yeah. It's and it said, I wish that your tires were filled with confetti, where if you had a blowout, it would be much more entertaining and it would make your day happy.
Mm-hmm.
You did not think that was funny?
Yeah, the only thing that could have made it any better was confetti everywhere.
Yeah, he hits the ground.
About having broken ribs.
Look, if anyone's wondering why Nicole doesn't consistently upload quality YouTube content, my technological disinclination should be the end-all be-all answer.
She just said a bunch of fancy words that my country bumpkin brain couldn't understand.
I'm shit at technology.
Same.
So someone has been commenting in the stream, and it was like, who's this person that only has one subscriber? I should subscribe to him and give him a little backup. And then I realized who it was because their last video was
Journey of Jerry.
Ago. I almost didn't realize who it was.
Jerry has one
That's
sub.
Fucked up, Jerry.
Wasn't Jerry.
Blood is confetti. Wow.
Jesus.
I had all kinds of like bone fragment confetti inside of me. Does that count?
It's called shrapnel.
So YouTube content creators, small channel content creators. How about the Mets? You know, for those baseball fans.
I'm
Get
going
yourself
to hell.
together.
Nobody cares about the Mets.
Whoever
fair.
Jerry
No one
is
cares
should be a
about New
little more
York.
specific.
Get out of here with that Yankee shit. Oh, speaking
Fuck
of
cares
which,
about baseball.
We more Boston Red Sox? Is that what we are?
So we all watched Beth's video today. Did everybody notice that the second person that she was doing the beard filter on, she was basically mimicking Whiskey Chaser? Did everybody notice that?
I didn't watch.
Even looked like him. Oh, it was so good. You got to watch it.
Is that what everyone's doing right now?
I'm trying to
No, I was. I'm trying to read comments and get caught up on what people are saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, you mean
do
her video from yesterday or a few days ago?
Yeah, where she was.
He's got
after
old man
she
brain.
broke her
Leave him alone.
motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, where she did the Giga Chad filter.
Yeah. She did the totally Metro guy, and then she was like, "Yeah, bro, I ride my own Harley." Yeah, I was like, "Dude, that sounds just like
all
Chase."
the ladies at bike night."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that I had a good laugh at that. I was watching it in a work meeting, and I had to mute myself pretty quick.
Mike,
So
why
Yankee
did you
says Bone
message me
Shrapnel
asking
sounds like
what my
it'd
name
be a
was?
hell of a metal band.
No. I was asking about that one person that I looked at. That was like, "Oh, this poor person only has one subscriber to their channel." And then I was like, I took a closer look at the picture, and I was like, "I know who that is."
Oh, yeah. I'm the one that only has.
I was like, "This poor YouTuber has only one subscriber."
That's what I first. So
Yeah.
when I first started, I went under like a totally different thing for photography stuff, and I only had one subscriber for years. Years.
Was it your mom?
No.
I'll support anything you do, honey.
No, my mom's dead. But no, it was traumatizing.
Damn,
So
Aaron.
I didn't try for a long time after that because I got one. Yeah. So if you're ever wondering if it's easy to be on YouTube, anyone who's watching, no, the fuck it's not.
It's very not easy.
I find it pretty
Especially
easy,
when
to
you
be honest with
have other other responsibilities.
Exactly.
Oh, I was trying to be a full-time photographer then, and I was like, this was when YouTube first started being like, you had to be on YouTube to like build your business. And so I was like, yes, I will do YouTube. I will make videos about doing photography, how-tos, all this stuff. One subscriber for years.
Are you talking about the time frame when I was in like early high school?
Yes.
Yes,
youngin.
you fucking child.
Some of us are older than you. Some of us are adults.
Oh.
And some of us are grandparents.
Aaron, you
Mike?
realize that when I took my first piece of shrapnel, Aaron wasn't even born.
Probably
But see,
true.
Mike, now you have me logging into this because that's what I'm watching this on is that account. I'm watching from that account, not my road. So that's how you found it, huh? Is that you're like, oh, there's this really sad YouTuber watching this.
This poor emo girl. Yeah.
Whoa. Leave the emo shit out of this, all right?
You're not
Emo.
Easy over there, Red Hood. Easy.
You're not emo.
Hey, fuck you.
Aaron, some of us are elder emos, okay?
We were
I.e.,
emo before.
the
it was
real thing?
cool.
Listen. Emo was like, it started coming out when I was in middle school, okay? It might not have been high school like the rest of you fucks.
No,
but
not even.
When did you
Emo
graduate?
came out when
2016?
I was in high
I
school.
was pretty well out of high school
Bro,
by then.
From
Yeah.
college or from high school?
High school.
Emo came out when I was in high school.
God
in
damn, I'm so close. Jesus fucking Christ.
1985.
You fucking
is when
child.
Emo came out.
YouTube just came out, and YouTube was like the
I
wild.
remember when YouTube first came out, it had no standards.
There were no standards.
No.
So for those of you
wanted.
watching, this is not what we were intending to be the discussion tonight.
I mean,
Just picking on fucking Aaron all night.
It's
We're not
pretty easy,
picking on
to
me.
be
We
honest.
pointed out that I had one subscriber on my first YouTube channel forever.
I mean,
And that he's a fucking child.
Let's pick
Well,
on Aaron.
To be perfectly clear, that's why I messaged you, because I didn't want to blast it out that you had a channel other than Road Warrior Moto. So.
I mean, I'll throw this out
no
there.
one will
I
know
mean,
what it is, so it's fine. It's Road Warrior. Yes, it's Road Warrior. Go over there.
I mean, I'll throw this out there. I had like maybe 5 or 10 subs from my first 2 videos before Forgotten Angels, and then after my first like Forgotten Angels camp out video, everything just went. And
I gained
70
500 subs while I was laying in the hospital.
Yeah.
That's because everybody felt sorry for you.
I know. I'll take the pity subs.
That
I'm
was
fine
pity
with
subs,
it.
yeah.
I'll take pity subs.
That was
So do
pity
you think
scribe.
that's a strategy?
So
I'm gonna
Yeah,
just
I
buy
mean,
is
myself
that
a
effective?
tomato.
bump
I need to use that.
Yeah, just go asshole yourself real good. You'll get a lot of views.
break your ribs. Don't take a shit for 3 months.
Yeah.
You're in. You're there. If it's worth it to you.
Now
Not
I am
worth
gonna
it.
I am going to something next week that I'm gonna get a video of. That'll be pretty cool. I'm not gonna spoil anything in case it gets canceled. We were talking about it before the stream, Abel. If you remember. Okay. Only if it doesn't get canceled. That's all I'm gonna say. I really hope it doesn't. I'm really fucking looking forward to this shit.
Since we're already on the subject, what was your break?
I haven't had one yet.
I haven't had one.
Yeah, no. Forgotten
hold
Angels
on.
would be my biggest videos.
Hold on. Says the girl who has 3,000 subs. Tell me you don't have a
What?
breakthrough video.
I have 3,000 subs.
Hold on.
Well, fuck me.
I wish we could all take those 3,000 people for granted.
Technically,
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You know what? I was like, oh, I have subs. Oh, well, fuck them. Yeah, what do I care? Yeah. him.
Easy on
fuck
what
him.
you're choking on over there,
Yeah.
kid.
I believe I got berated.
Listen
last
here,
time
it's
for
an
not-
adult beverage.
Yes, Nicole.
You're a
have
fucking
almost
child. Put it
1,000
down.
Subs.
I got berated last time because it's been like, I don't know, 5 months since my last video or whatever. But isn't a breakthrough video when you're like, you have basically no subs and then you get like a bunch? Like, I feel like I've gotten steadily over time.
See, that's
Right?
how I feel too.
Okay. So I don't think I've had a breakthrough. There's nothing that like shot it up sub wise. I do think that I have had one video that like has a lot more views than all the other ones. And that was when my solo camping video. But I feel like it's because I like informative videos. And so I framed it that way. It wasn't just like, what am I doing? It's I'm like teaching something. So I think that people are like, because that's how I learned how to do stuff is Google it and find a video of someone doing it. But I don't think I've had a breakthrough video in terms of subs.
I'm going to point out that she has 26 videos and 3,000 subs. What the fuck have I been doing with my time?
What does that mean?
Why am I putting all these shit videos that are getting? I'm retiring. I'm retired. Goodbye. Good night.
Rainey, have you tried
Logging
being a
off.
pretty girl?
I have not.
Yeah, try that.
So my breakthrough
How
video.
many videos do I have?
Whoa. Before this becomes whether or not it's because I'm something.
I'm not
or
saying it's because, but it doesn't hurt.
Nicole, he said you're pretty.
These are facts.
That was a compliment.
Oh.
That
She's
some
she's
side-eyed
gonna
shit
she's gonna
she's throwing.
she's gonna
Wow.
accident him.
I have a good feeling that I'm gonna get like stabbed in the ribs next time
It's
I
gonna-
show up at Throttle Co.
It's gonna be your front tire next year, Aaron. Abel.
Aaron, you are representative of this weird camaraderie you have.
Whoa!
You're
I'm a
taking all
guest
the
here,
brunt,
just
Aaron.
like you.
No,
And
you're
you're the
part of
one
this
that has
motherfucker.
access.
Oh fuck!
Okay, so back on topic. So my breakthrough video was one that I made for an oil change on the BMW. And I had about 50 old heads come out, tell me how wrong I was, how I did the oil change and what I did. It was totally wrong. Off of that video, I got 100 subs. People arguing, and there were probably 50 guys arguing over an oil change, and it got me 100 subs, people watching. Nothing compared to Nicole's 3,000, but I mean, you know, I'm trying.
Mike.
But she doesn't even know. How many subs did you? Just curious. How many subs did you think you had?
Like
Only 2,000.
like 2,500. It's not like I didn't, because it's been slow and steady, and I haven't posted in a while. Yes, it was surprising. However, any video that I do that has like anything controversial in it, I lose subs. So I get the opposite of whoever just said that when they're posting about like arguing. All that gets me is literally people sending, this is what is because they send their friends to argue with me. Or, I mean, I have screenshots of pages and pages of people just saying I should kill myself and that I should never ride a motorcycle again. So it's not really worth it. honestly.
Man, I wish I had haters.
I have the haters. They suck, but yeah, when they, here's what I do. And it was Ellie that I talked to this about at the camp out. When you get haters, I don't comment on them. I let the other people come back and argue for me, and I just stay out of it. That way, nobody ends up hating me.
I'm twisted up though. I would rather get views from people who are like wanting to rag on the video than somebody who actually likes it. Like,
So
you're still watching, motherfucker. I got the last laugh.
Ellie,
so controversial.
I think it was Ellie earlier this week, had a video that she did on Instagram. It was a reel that someone told her that she needed to gain weight, so she just put him on blast.
Yeah.
Not actual blast, but essentially just a fuck you.
Did she show you at the camp out all the weird things she gets? She showed me some of the things that she gets, and she wanted to make a video of that and having someone comment to him. She was going to get Josh to respond to all these comments, and I thought it would be funny. She was going to do like a mean tweet.
I've
I
thought
thought
about
that'd
doing
be awesome.
that because if you ever say anything about getting those kind of comments, you always get the person who's like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, as the person here with arguably the smallest channel right now,
Smallest what?
I'm also channel. Well, other things too.
It's how you use it.
Yeah, it doesn't. And we're not getting into that.
You should see.
As the person here with the smallest YouTube channel and subscription count right now,
Be specific.
I've yet to get a negative comment on my videos, but I know in one of Chase's videos covering the camp out, somebody was talking not necessarily negative, but was like, wait, what does he ride? A 500? I'd never touch a 500. And I just read that comment. I'm like, fine. You don't get to enjoy the fun stuff. You just have to
Honestly,
be the
that's
big
why
bike.
I have such a hard time with people who think a 411's too small or, you know,
It's
a
fun
350
size.
too small.
Yeah, Abel.
I said
No,
too small for me. I didn't say too small.
No,
Too
I'll be
small
honest,
for me.
But
it's the small
still
bikes
not
that I
too
think are
small
more
for me.
fun. It's what?
I feel like if you're gonna be representative of motorcycling, at least this is how I feel about it. And this is why I don't go out there making these kind of like wild claims. Is that if you are gonna be a public figure per se, then you have to decide what your position is. And for me, I want to be positive. I want to be informative. I want to be helpful to other people, because when I first started riding, there wasn't any of this stuff, and I didn't have anybody who looked like me, who rode what I wanted to ride, who was into vintage that wasn't 60 years old. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like the first bike night I ever went to on a vintage bike, I got told, this is wrong with your bike. This is wrong with your bike. This is an original. And it's like, you either be supportive of the community or not. And I think it's important that if you decide to be a public part of the community, that you choose your words carefully enough that if your goal is to build the community, that you do it in a positive way. So that's what I have a problem with. This
Yeah,
rant
I
that
think
was on the internet.
I think you're taking what I said. Maybe it sounded that way. It's not how I meant it. It's
not necessarily
talking
what you
about. I wish they made a bigger bike because I would like to have that with a bigger motor. It's too.
What you said was just a
small.
jump off for the topic comparing to what Aaron said. It's not what you said. I just mean things like that. Like as a person who is representing, at least what I think I'm doing is representing the industry, is that my goal is to make sure that people feel if they hear words I speak, then they're not negative, unless I can defend that from a person who's in the public. Having an opinion is totally different to me. But like, I guess I say everything that I say with a caveat of it's not big. This bike is not big enough for me to go on the freeway on a long distance ride, or I prefer to have a bike that does the freeway better versus saying it's not big enough. Because I think that the problem is for me, at least, my experience is everything I say gets taken out of context. Exactly how I just took what context in this short little snippet. But then if I'm saying it on the internet, then that's what's in writing. And then that's what people are going to hear about me. Well, Nicole said, that's not what I said.
And that's why I don't comment to those negatives anymore, because the last thing you want to do is get into a confrontation with somebody that they can use against you. If they disagree with you, okay, cool. You go about your own way. Because there's enough people who will back you up for what you are, not what you believe. Does that make any sense?
No, because I feel like there's plenty of people who have found out that I believe something, and they're just like, well, I can't support you because you believe something different, which is a totally different topic. But
that's different people. But your true supporters, though, they will back. If somebody comes out negative against you, your supporters will come out and support you. Not so much what you're saying, but they'll support you because of what you are, not because of what you believe. And we can turn that to motorcycles. People will believe you're doing whatever you can to restore vintage motorcycles and keep them relevant. So if you do something wrong on a vintage motorcycle, they'll forgive you for that because they know you're coming from a good place for it. If you don't have every period specific piece, they're still going to say, yeah, Road Warrior and Throttle Co. is trying to do a good thing with these vintage motorcycles, and they'll forgive you because you didn't put the right pannier on, you didn't put the right side plate on. But they'll support you and they'll back you up and they'll support you in the chat. You don't have to fight that battle because they'll do it for you.
I would hope that that's true. I don't know that I do enough.
I've done it for people in chats, and I won't do it for myself, but I'll do it for other people. I would rather defend somebody else than defend myself.
That is called getting someone's ketchup, and that is a concept that I really enjoy. The idea of is I won't defend myself, but I will let somebody else go to the counter and handle it.
Yeah.
Even though it's not their responsibility necessarily.
There's no reason to defend yourself. You do what you want to do, and who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks about it? Like,
just
I know
yourself.
there's a lot of people that aren't wired the same as me. I truly don't give a fuck what people think about me.
Attachment for yourself. That's some of us.
Yeah, but more people should think that way. I mean, if somebody's leaving a negative comment or doing that, I mean, who gives a shit? They're a troll. And they probably really don't know what they're talking about anyways. And so I just take it as, well, at least you're watching.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think I brought it up in a couple of my videos is I don't give a fuck what you believe in or how you fucking, like, what your views are. That's your opinion. Your opinion is yours. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they kind of stink. But I'm not going to judge you based on your views, and I kind of expect the same from you to me. If you
the only comment I've ever gotten even semi worked up about was the guy who said that I deserve to crash for taking the Lord's name in vain in my videos, and that basically I had been smited.
God's dead.
That one was just like, you're such a fucking idiot that it just kind of like, I don't know. It just hit something in me. But I mean, I've gotten stuff like, a guy watching me dick around on my bike and, I didn't take the tank off. I just lifted it up and reached under and was fiddling around with shit. And he's like, oh man, I can't wait till, one day you drop that tank and smash your finger. And I read it and I just thought, I can't wait for that either because that's content.
Do we all remember when Shay did
everything is content?
Yeah. Shay did her main tweets. It's probably over a year ago.
Later, Bleak.
And somebody told her, since she wasn't wearing gloves, I hope you crash and die because she wasn't wearing gloves.
It's a little far.
You can't help the people that feel very, very strongly about certain things.
See, and that's the thing is if somebody leaves an asinine comment such as you're not wearing protective gloves, you should crash and die. Who gives a flying fuck what that person thinks anyway? Because they're just idiotic.
I still feel a certain way about the guy who told me that time I was coming back from Ohio and Nicole had slashed my tires and I had a flat. That person told me there's no way. Okay, fine. But a truck ran me off the road.
I'm sorry.
Because I didn't let you ride my motorcycle. Yeah.
She was trying to get to the confetti.
Yeah. But a truck ran me off the road and I hit, I swear to God, this rumble strip on the side of the road was like inch. It wasn't like rumble strip up. It was like depression down inch for about 100 feet. I ran off, hit this thing and it put bubbles in my tire. And the guy told me, well, I work for Firestone and I do insurance claim. And there's no way you got that flat from a rumble strip. And I'm like, well, I was like, gee, I hope, I wish there was somebody that was there that actually saw this happen. Oh, wait, it was me. I did it. I saw it. I was there. He's like, there is no way this happened. And I'm like, how do I comment to this guy? And so I did. I said, well, I was there. It happened. Don't know what to tell you.
Just comment back. Thanks for watching. That's all you need to do. No matter how bad the comment is. Okay, thanks for watching.
Yeah. I wanted to say something really, really nasty to the guy, but all I could really say was, well, I was there. It happened. I saw it. Sorry.
Here's my view on it. If they watch the video and they leave a comment, well, this is awful. This is bad. Yeah. You're wrong. Doesn't matter. You're still a fan at this point.
Thanks for leaving me that 2 cents. Love you.
The algorithm loves it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a view. That's a comment.
You watched and commented? I made it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something I got a couple of weeks ago that I think is pretty funny. On a video that I'm talking about a bike that I just bought. Damn, she talks a lot.
I got one of those too. He really likes to hear himself talk. It's like, well,
It's a video.
I'm making a video,
Is it
you
the same
dummy.
guy?
Just because you put Lamau after it does not make it okay. It's a video that you, first of all, you chose to watch. That's talking about my motorcycle. And believe me, I cut out most of my bullshit. So yeah, I talk a lot. Sorry.
So let's bring this back to, of not your own, but of the other people in the chat. What is your favorite video of the circus bear? And I'll go first. The Razor Clan video.
There was no motorcycle content whatsoever.
Dude, I love that video. I was like, what the fuck's the Razor Clan? I need to look this up. I did more Google searches on that video than any video I've ever watched that wasn't a maintenance video.
Now imagine eating a few of those for breakfast and then getting in a crash and puking in your own face in a CT machine.
Do you get to shit them out later? Oh, no, you didn't. That's right.
Nope, they were gone already. I had fun making that one. You know, I wanted to make some content. It wasn't really like good riding weather. I was out of town with friends to dig clams anyway. They had never done it. And it's always kind of fun, you know, taking somebody who's never been fishing or, you know, digging clams or pulling up crabs or whatever. If you've never done it, it's fun taking people for their first time. And especially, you know, when they're freaking out that, you know, the things are still moving while you're cleaning them or whatever.
That's what we call prom night, when you take someone for the first time and they're screaming and squirming.
I bet you do.
Mother matron?
Just kidding, Nicole. Kidding. Yankee, thanks for coming.
That's why I really be in this chat. Like, it could be degenerate, but, you know, there's a lot.
Oh, Kumquat.
So
Just joking.
I'll throw out my favorite Circus Bear Moto video was the what is it? The airbag seat install. Is that what it was called? The airbag seat
on my chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In part because I learned a lot in that video. I learned about like different seat types. Because I'm vaguely remembering, didn't you go over like the different styles of seating on choppers for that?
Oh shit! I don't even remember.
Maybe.
But
I liked when he installed the power commander and fucked it up. That was good.
But I didn't.
No, I didn't fuck it up. The thing was fucked up.
But
I enjoyed the seat install video too.
Yeah, I didn't know an airbag seat was a thing. Like I learned a lot from that video because it caused me, after I watched it, I went and did like my own research. Because I honest to God thought like all motorcycle seats were either they just mounted to the frame or it was a Springer seat like I was used to seeing on traditional like choppers and boppers. I didn't know an airbag.
Right. Well, I went with the airbags just because I'm a heavy guy, and you know those springs aren't necessarily for a guy my size. So you know those heavy duty airbags, and TC Bros sells those specifically for doing XS 650 choppers. They have all kind of parts and kits and shit for them. I haven't rode with it yet. You know the bike's still in half built, so I don't know if it'll be good or bad, but it was a look and something that I thought would be cool, so I did it.
So for Nicole's, my favorite video was when she went camping, went solo camping, and she did this awesome layout on the picnic table of everything she had packed. I actually watched that video twice because that was right before I went to Forgotten Angels the first time. Yes, I gave you 2 views. You're welcome.
Thanks.
So yeah, we did especially the air mattresses for the sleeping bag. We still have not found a good one, so we're still researching.
So I actually need to update that video because I have a cot now, but I really liked. Yeah, it's pretty small, but I'm not a bougie sleeper. Anyway, I like that form of video. I actually saw somebody else do it, but I used to do lay flats with photography when I was working and thought it would look good. So I really like that you liked it because I wasn't sure if it was dumb or not. So took a chance on it.
It's all to the viewer, I guess. People are going to like stuff. People are not going to like stuff. You just got, you can't shotgun. You do have to shotgun. Ooh. People that like it are going to like it. People that aren't going to like it, Oh, oh well.
I mean, I look at
I guess.
channels that are hugely successful and go, this sucks. Why do people watch this?
Yeah.
But then I
That's
also
just-
look at my own channel and go, this sucks. Why do people watch this?
I make some cram
Same.
shit.
Same.
I look back on it and people, and sometimes I guess you have to embrace the cringe sometimes, because I'll look back on some of my stuff and go, oh my god, I can't believe I made that, and I will never watch it again. But they keep consistently getting likes on YouTube. They just keep going up and up and up. So what you gonna do?
People are gonna like what they're gonna like.
And you can't control it. You can't please everyone. You just have to make what you like yourself, and believe that there's no people that are like you that will like the same kind of thing.
See, that's what I thought about, like going back to where I'm from and filming the mountain roads back there and making that unknown road series that I was trying to do, but it got fuck all for nothing. So I just said fuck it. I enjoyed making them, but they just weren't going anywhere.
That's not necessarily because of the subject matter, though. I mean, it could be anything. Maybe people don't like the audio, or maybe the lighting's a little weird, and people don't want to watch it. There could be a plethora of reasons why somebody won't watch a video.
It could honestly, a lot of it, and I hate saying it, but I think it kind of ties back into like the shorts thing of like that very short attention span of watchers now, because of things like TikTok has just completely ruined people's attention span. Is that in the the glimpse of the thumbnail? Is the thumbnail catchy? Is the title of the video dramatic enough to like really draw an attention? And then the first minute of the video, like, is it enough to really keep a viewer in? Because I
fucking hate making thumbnails.
I
Thumbnails are important.
thumbnails are important.
I love
Well,
making thumbnails. Am I in the
I
minority there?
guess.
You're a photographer.
So, do you want to start
yes,
making
you're in
thumbnails
the
for me?
minority.
Sure.
Come to my house, take pictures of my bike and me before every video. I
I
went and saw you.
That is fair. I mean,
Fair's fair.
I've said it pretty openly that for 2023, all of my vacation time from work is planned moto trips to see friends and go to events.
Well, we're definitely linking up outside Forgotten Angels this year, and
Aaron, do you have a
there-
roster?
I'm gonna try to link in with any two wheels, and we can get him pulled in as well, because I know he's
Yeah, you mentioned
he's going
wanting
through a
to-
time.
You mentioned wanting to meet up somewhere in Tennessee and then do all side roads and back roads to Florida, right? That's kind of your goal.
Yes. So the trip to Forgotten Angels is starting at Clarksville, and then there's a back road that runs through. It's a town called Gallatin, and it cuts down south, and it runs into where Tail of the Dragon is, and then you can cut south there. Well, more south from the tail, go through Helen, and just follow that road all the way down into Tampa.
We can talk more come closer to time, because Ohio winters are weird as shit. It might be 2 feet of snow in March. We might not see snow at all. But if that's your plan, I might be willing to join you for that. But what were you saying, Nicole?
I was asking if you had a roster for your specific plan.
So I want to go to Forgotten Angel both in March and in October. I want to go to the Adam Sandoval Stubborn America rally. And I've
Is that
actually kind of...
Texas?
Oklahoma.
Arkansas?
Oklahoma. It's 990 miles if I do nothing but interstate from my home.
One way?
One way.
I mean, that's
Which bike are you? Which bike are you taking, Nicole?
Lowrider.
Fuck
And
yeah.
You're gonna put a toe strap on it and drag him.
Well, I've made some plans with a couple of other non-YouTube riders that I've met quite a bit throughout this year. And they really want to go to the Adam Sandoval Stubborn America rally as well. So we're talking about maybe doing our own like 3-person trip out there. And I made it very clear to them, like, if we do interstate the whole way, like every 80 miles, we're going to have to stop for me. Because I can't go more than like 80, 85 miles with my gas tank. It's just empty.
So Beth's
Oh,
is about
that
90
sucks.
miles. That ends up being okay.
Yeah.
Like if
I
you're
mean,
if you're
it's about an hour and 10 minutes or so on the interstate. But
yeah,
did
except for
you-
like through West Virginia, for some reason that's like 2.5 hours. Like,
well, that's because West
Did
Virginia
you
is
see
weird.
Beth's air filter when she took it off? She might get 150 gallons now.
You guys
Maybe.
can get through a state in 2 hours?
Beth's bike has been
It
in my
depends
shop
on the
a couple
state,
of times
Gable.
Man,
before we've
states are
gone on
small
trips.
over there.
I crossed Tennessee in 3.
What's that, Nicole?
I said Beth's bike's been in my shop a couple of times before we've gone on long trips, and every single time I'm like, can we just do just like a little bit of maintenance on it? Just
Can we change the air filter?
can we change
That air
just one-
filter looked like somebody wiped their
Please do a
ass
stage
on it.
one. No, so
Well, I think we're working on a fuel leak and a oil leak of some sort.
She's got a head leak. Yeah, I saw that.
so to circle back real quick to Nicole's question of what is my roster looking like. March, I'm looking to go to Forgotten Angels, whether it's meeting up with Goon in Tennessee and doing side roads, doing an iron butt down, or maybe even the Amtrak. Or Juice mentioned maybe trailering his own bike down.
You mean
for a
like
change.
the Amtrak from Virginia to like Orlando-ish area?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a friend who has done that in the reverse, and she said it was horrible. So and expensive.
Chase and Parker just did it. And Chase told me per person it was like $500 for a round trip thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad.
See,
So
Midwest.
I take everything with a grain
like
of salt.
13 hours, that's fine.
Yeah.
His video would say it was not because they were late to leave, late to arrive.
Well, apparently they
and
ran into
that
like
would
an
drive
incident.
me nuts.
I think
that
they
would
ran
drive me
into
nuts.
I think they ran into an incident on the track of like another train hit a car or something. There was something that delayed them, and it wasn't just like it was delayed because it was late. It was delayed on the tracks because there was an accident of some kind. Or sorry, incident of some kind. But
So
I've
if
got a
you-
couple of options for March. There's either Juice is going to trailer down a bike and offer to pick me up because he no longer wants me to do iron butts on the Rebel. There is me meeting up with you, Goon, and a couple other riders, and us doing our own little snake trail down.
if you
or
want to
me just
do
sending it.
if you want to do an iron butt, we will start here and we will go to the tail and down. There's your iron butt.
So,
All one shot.
well, I'll go ahead and throw this out there. Directly from my front door to Forgotten Angels in a car is a minimum 16.5-hour trip.
So it's only 2 more hours than here.
Doing it on a bike one way, and I've timed myself each on the one way down, the one way back, just like on the road, stopping for gas stops, not even stopping to eat, excluding like the time stopping at a hotel, the couple times I've done that. I have averaged about 21 hours to do an iron butt on my Rebel because I stop every 80 miles. Each gas stop is about 10 minutes.
Full send, dude.
So I'm not
I am
opposed.
not going through Atlanta again.
No,
Fuck
Yeah,
no.
I can't.
So
I did it twice, no
by-
more.
By accident last time, I went through Birmingham, hit Montgomery, rode through Albany, and he went down 75 and hit Valdosta. That's the way I'm going to go next time on purpose because going through Macon was so bad. I thought I was early getting to Atlanta because it was just so damn bad. And next time, no way. And
Nope,
the
I'm
people
going
in Atlanta were so
around it.
angry. Yeah. The people in Atlanta were so fucking angry. I thought they were just going to kill me out of spite. So, yeah, totally avoiding it next time.
To plan out like my trips for next year, March I'm going to Forgotten Angels, whatever the dates are for that. I don't know if it's set in stone yet.
17th and 19th.
Okay. I'll be doing that. I don't think I have anything planned for April yet. May is the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival.
Yep.
I am considering taking that whole week off so that I can visit
Should.
friends that are going to be in Tennessee at that time because there's you, Goon, there's Trucker Paul, and then there's 2 other people who, since there's not been a video announcement released yet, that are going to be moving to that area that I would like to see. And then
There's a clown that lives right outside of Memphis. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He makes really bad
I think
videos.
he likes to ride in rain in the snow a lot.
Something.
And then there's also Chris. So that week will give me a lot of time to visit like 5 people and just knock it off the list. And with the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival starting on the 18th of Thursday, I think.
I think so. It's gonna be a really weird one this year without Loretta Lynn actually being there.
Yeah, but with it starting,
I think it's going to be bigger with her not.
That's the problem.
What it's going to be big because people that forgot she existed are all of a sudden like, oh my god, I forgot she existed, and they're going to all show up. It's going to be a huge memorial. So plan on that being huge.
Hence why I'm thinking about only going one day and then just camping
somewhere else. Yeah.
If everyone, honestly, if someone makes plans to like camp not at the location and just go there for like a day pass, I'm 100% down for that. I would much rather go to that event with friends than just to go on my own.
Yeah. And that's what I was planning because just starting a new job, I'm only going to be able to get I'm going to get off Friday night late, get there Saturday, stay maybe Saturday night, and come back Sunday.
So I haven't said anything outside of the Discords, also because I haven't really filmed a video yet, but I will be starting a new job December 27th. I am losing a fair amount of PTO and vacation time to do it, but it's going to be a lot better for me in the long run. So next year, I'm going to have to be a little more pick and choosy with what I'm doing with my vacation time. So there's Forgotten Angels in March and October. There's the May festival going on that I plan on taking a little extra time to come to Tennessee and see everybody. And then there is, the sequel to this year's Camp Out on the Quarry. I don't think that's going to be in Ohio. I think the plan is for that to be somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to repeat, especially there.
Not that quarry, no, because of
they hated us.
Well, yeah. Well, from the gist of insight I got, you were right there in all the conversations with Ray. It went under new ownership like a month before the camp out, but the camp out was already booked, paid for, all kinds of stuff. And the new owner was just trying to cancel it and say, I don't want bikers here, give them their money back, tell them to fuck off.
I've never had to park my bike away from where I was camping.
That was a little odd.
And the scuba divers were way more raucous than we were. I mean, in the morning.
The weirdest thing is a lot of the scuba divers were way chill. And they were all like, yeah, we ride too.
Yeah.
Every scuba diver I talked to was like, yeah, we ride too. Why are they telling you can't park back there? In fact, why are they making you guys camp over in the field and not giving you spots back here?
Because they hate us.
Yeah.
Because they ain't us.
I don't know.
They hate us because they ain't us.
I just showed up because I was told about the event. And then I got kidnapped by a bunch of women for like an entire day.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Look, that sounds fun.
Don't let it get confused. He liked it.
I would go on a trip just to get kidnapped by women. I mean, come on. Wait. Did they feed you? Did they give you food?
I got one taco.
That's bullshit.
You were fed.
I got one taco, but I supplied.
That's what she said.
3 12-packs of Trulies.
Kidnapping and being made to ride on the leather horse is at least a 2 taco and a burrito.
All I have to say is that we were good company.
And then at some point, I was drugged onto the dance floor and forced to dance.
That's inside thoughts, Aaron.
There's no video evidence of this other than maybe on Biker Beth Babe's channel, but
so Nicole,
Biker Beth Babe.
All I know is that I got in so much trouble with all the people who only knew me from Throttle. They were like, we didn't know you were fun. And I was like, you're not supposed to know that. You know me at work.
See, I get told that by people I work with. When I meet them somewhere else, they always say the same thing. I thought you were an asshole in real life.
Dude, I get that so much.
I thought you were just like vanilla and professional.
See, I
vanilla's never. Well,
he is pretty vanilla.
Is it vanilla with sprinkles?
But see,
all I know is that if Aaron has anything
and whipped cream
to live for, he won't
breathe the word.
I mean, I'll put it this way.
Later, Moto.
I've seen a few of Nicole's videos before that, but I had never been to Throttle. I'd never interacted with her. My first interaction, I'm like, I got several pockets full of Trulies. I have no ice. It's hot as hell. Does someone want one? And she's just like a fucking praying mantis, grabbed it and pulled it back. Like, yeah, I want it. Okay. And then after that, I was like, hi, you're Nicole, right? And she just gave me a look and I'm like, YouTube. And she's like, oh, okay. And then
I
from
don't
there, we
want
just
people
chill.
to know me. I don't want to know how you know me. I don't want you to know me. So
You should
there
probably
go.
quit YouTube.
But
and
it
then-
worked out. That's why she hasn't released a video in like 6 months.
Yeah, that's how she keeps people from getting to know the real her, because by the time they see her, then the person they know is 6 months old.
Yeah. I get a new person
getting
like
it.
every
You're
every
getting it.
4 to 6 months.
I make content for myself. If you happen to like it,
Cool.
great.
If
And
not,
that's how every
too bad.
YouTuber should be. You
Yeah,
should enjoy what
that's-
you're making. I think
Yeah,
Paul said that way back up in the chat. I don't want to scroll.
He was
Um,
drunk. Don't listen to him.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the video that of mine that'll be coming out tomorrow. That I'm like, I'm doing YouTube for 2 things. One, to have my own content to look back on in the future when I'm old and senile, forgetting shit. And 2, to do this, what we're doing now, interacting with each other. I do not care if I get a high subscriber count. I don't care if I get a lot of views. I don't care. I don't even really want to make money off it. I want to do it as a side hobby, just to for the camaraderie, for the community, just to enjoy with other people.
So, and I brought that up in a couple of my videos, and I've talked to my wife about it. I was like, I don't give a shit how big I get, if I get big at all. I've made friends this way that I will have for forever. You guys are stuck with me. Not sorry,
Oh,
especially
same.
you, Mike. And it's more of a way to look, like you said, look back on. My kids will have something to look at. Oh, yep, Dad was a geek with a fucking Harley. Sorry, not sorry.
And a Honda
One of the-
project.
Yeah, that motherfucker ain't getting off the ground anytime soon. I gotta have time. See, I have content to make. I just
Well, see,
don't have the fucking time.
if you
And it's
ever
still
need
sitting
help,
on those floor mats.
if you ever need help, I know somebody that has a shop that works on vintage bikes.
Who?
Sometimes I feel like it.
Yeah, so the picture that you guys seen in the last video that I made about the Honda project with the head cover off, it's that haven't made it any past that. Just haven't had fucking time. I'm kind of terrified to pull the fucking head off of it because I'm afraid of what I'm gonna find.
Just do it. Just
Send it.
And at the worst, go on eBay, buy new heads.
So
Here's the,
here's
good
the
thing
thing:
about having a vintage
a whole
bike.
brand new engine is cheaper than rebuilding that one engine.
But
Really.
only thing I've got to say is everything is content.
Everything is content.
Even if you fuck it
Everything is
up,
content.
it's worth views.
Yes, eventually me headbutting this fucking engine is going to be content.
That will
So,
get views.
As somebody
And
who's
it's a good
not-
short.
outside of bolting on crash protection and putting on a new seat, I've done no work on my Rebel. I just got a jack to start doing that kind of work on my Rebel. I'm going to record everything I do just on the off chance the bike falls on me or something, simply in case I need views.
Keep the cameras running. And when you come
Exactly.
out of a coma, make a video.
And, hey guys, it's been 20 years. I'm ready to hop back on that bike and go. You sold it?
And
You
you'll get
son
so
of a
many
bitch.
views. Yeah.
No, the lowrider's getting a cam at some point this winter, at a bare minimum. And if this fucking fairing ever comes in, I will have a more beautiful fucking Goldzilla. I don't get me wrong, I love Goldzilla. Block's bike is fucking awesome. I just think it would look better in Midnight Crimson.
See,
Gold's just not one of those colors that I like blacked out. I know the chrome is coming back in a big way, but I like
no.
blacked out.
I'll be honest. I am appalled by all black on a bike. It doesn't call my name. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it.
Go on.
And
And
it's personal choice.
it is a personal preference. I mean, if you look at my Rebel, it's got a blacked out engine. It's got a lot of black, but then it's got that nice, crisp white tank, white rear fender. I kind of wish the small fender up front was also white. I like white and black a lot as combinations, or white and red, like the Scram 411 I got a test ride. Or as weird as it's going to sound, I do like purple a lot as like a primary color.
Purple's awesome as a
So-
primary color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Aussie T-Clocks? He's got a purple glitter Sportster. is freaking gorgeous.
I also really like custom paint jobs a lot. They get really fancy. Like I love dragon scale paint jobs I've seen on bikes.
I have a
Not
dent
fish-
paint job on mine.
Not, not fish scale, specifically like dragon scale, because it is different. And my goal is for whatever my next bike is, that's going to be like my road trip kind of bike, is to get it stripped down, to get a paint job.
Lowrider.
Kind of, I'm looking at the Lowrider ST. It is a very heavy contender right now, but I'm not going to swear to it yet because there are still other bikes to test ride. But I'm looking at getting it with a paint job to resemble like a sapphire blue kind of dragon, based off of how the dragon Saphira is just depicted.
I was
in the
waiting
Aragon
for it.
series. I'm a nerd. Leave me alone.
I heard
that's very nerdy. Every time you guys say like fantasy words that I don't know, I just go
Like dragon.
nerds.
I'm
like you're
who
interested
knows
in
the
D&D.
difference- Who knows the difference between fish scales, lizard scales, and dragon scales? I'm like, scales.
Aaron.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
what I like
I'm a
about the
recluse.
Midnight
I like to
Crimson is it
read.
can be one of those Harleys that hides in the dark. So it can be beautiful in the sunlight and then hide with all the black bikes at night. It knows when to hide.
No,
How do you
I want to
find it?
demand attention everywhere I go. Because when you look as good as me, you need the attention.
See, here's my thing. If I'm in a crowd of bikes at night, I'm probably too drunk to need to be riding. So it's perfect camouflage.
Other than
Just
your
hot-
tail lights.
I like to be able to walk out to my bike and go, that's my bike. If there's 100 bikes in the parking lot, I can walk straight to mine and go, that's mine.
Oh,
You
I have
can't
no
do that
problem
if you have
doing
a
that,
black
even in pitch black. Because I'm the only one that lacks the common sense to not put removable saddlebags on a lowrider S. Mine
I
are
can
hard
walk up
mounted.
to mine in the dark,
Oh, I was
hit the
gonna say,
key switch, and it looks like an airplane in the parking lot. I'm like, that's mine.
Mine's covered in plasti dip.
And
Yours
scratches.
covered in blood.
No, not that one. Yeah, that bike's
just
covered
covered
in
in blood, and I
scratches
can't
and
touch.
broken things.
Tony in the comments he's a fan of the Crimson too, so I automatically like him.
Tony's bike is blue. And I
He
do
just said
love
true
his
on
color.
Crimson. I like
Doesn't
the color of Tony's
Harley
bike.
charges like more money for anything that's not black, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I was going to mention
Minimum
that about
500.
the Toyota Hiluxes. That's why is a Harley.
They're all
Harley
tan.
guys would understand if you want any color besides
Black.
white, you pay. Well, for Harleys it's black, and then everything's a markup after that. And for Hiluxes, everything comes out. That's why a lot of fleet trucks are white because they're cheap. Basically, you gloss over the primer and you've got a vehicle. It doesn't have to be repainted.
So since we're talking about paint jobs and cost, my most recent video I made of like the cold ride to see friends that I met up with at Harley North, I was inside for like an hour before they showed up, warming up, and I talked with a sales rep that I talked with a couple times, and he pulled out the papers and gave me the full rundown of like every charge and everything to the out the door price on a Gunship Gray Lowrider ST with 1 mile on it. Like it's not even been taken off the showroom floor yet. So the MSRP for a Lowrider ST black
21K.
21K and some change. It is a $500 upcharge for the Gunship Gray. For a Gunship Gray one at Farrow North, as of the time I was there, it was $26,000 and some change. Because of like the dealer fee, the last check on fee, and then just a generic upcharge because they can't keep an ST in stock.
How much are they going to charge for a fucking Diablo then? I'm genuinely curious.
A Diablo,
Too much.
they had one Diablo at Farrow North, they had one Diablo at Farrow East, both sold at like the exact same time on the same day. But the
How
Diablo
much?
was also like what, 27, I think, MSRP.
It's 26 out. It's supposed to be 26 MSRP.
Okay,
The
so
one
it's
here
probably
in
close to
South
30.
Haven is 30,000.
So
Fuck
it's probably
that.
That's just
30
ridiculous.
to 32 out the door.
I can buy like 10
10
motorcycles
gold
for that.
wings.
Well, and they're
And
supposed to
Goldwings.
have locked in the prices on them,
Mhm.
but that doesn't keep the dealer from base price is what they say you can't raise, but then they'll add the shipment, special processing fee, special alter. Well, what's the fuck they call it?
It's the
Putting-
first maintenance
putting-
fee before it goes out the door and all that.
Putting oil in it, making sure
Oh,
that the
it's
tires
called
are still
PDI.
on it. What's it called?
PDI.
Yeah.
And you look at
Pre-delivery
different.
inspection.
Yeah, you look at different dealers. Some of them will charge a $500 flat fee. Some of them will bump it up as high as they want to. A good example of that is when they
Based on CC. So it depends on how big the bike is and how much time. And the funny thing is that most people don't know is that it's based on the shop rate of that shop and how many hours it takes. And it is hours. So if they charge $200 an hour and it takes 2 hours, there's your $400. So that's it.
Nicole.
So what Nicole's really saying
tips.
is they're out to
I mean, if they're charging $1,000, they can go off. But I mean, like, I don't know what other shops charge. And I know that we don't charge as much as most people, but it is a real cost. It's not like some fluff charge or something.
Oh no, some of them will fluff it up. I'm gonna find
So
some.
what Nicole is saying is, feel free to come shop at her store.
I mean, the concept itself. It's not just like something that there isn't a real cost for.
A good example of that is when they first came out with the V-Rods. You could go to one dealer and the V-Rod would be $15,000. You go to another and it's $25,000, and it's all dealer incentive costs. I mean, and they do go nuts with some of this.
Oh yeah, there are definitely dealerships that will rip you off. I'm just,
You're not one of them.
Stupid.
Because you are trustworthy. Yeah, some of them are just crazy, and that's why I like dealing with small shops, because a smaller shop will usually give you a very good deal because they're out to make money. But they have to they're a small shop. They need to make money, but be competitive. Bigger shops, they have a huge inventory. They don't need to be competitive because they know they have a huge inventory that will eventually sell.
I did hear. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Nicole.
I was just saying, yeah, I was agreeing.
I heard one rumor. It's not confirmed, but I heard a rumor while I was at that Harley dealership that supposedly in 2023, the only real change that's going to happen with the Lowrider ST series is that they're going to do that off-sand white collar that Harley's been doing for the last couple of years with some of their other bikes. That they're going to do it with the ST. Now, I am a fan of white bikes as a primary, like a blacked out engine. So if they do that, it might really kind of draw me into the ST more. But
holy albino!
Why
Batman.
would you want to spend that much money on a motorcycle? It doesn't register with me. For me, it's that's just way too much.
So for me, I am not mechanically inclined to do a lot of my own maintenance stuff. I'm pretty inept, if I'm using the word properly. I don't have a lot of tools. I don't have the room. I don't have the knowledge. And I am very much the kind of person that would love to just jump on a bike and go. I don't want to have to deal with messing with it too often. So
well, the interval service on the Lowrider is not that hard.
Hell no, it's not.
I don't know.
Yeah, regular maintenance is it's easy, man. Like changing your oil and shit like that.
Like I did the 1,000-mile check from the service manual on my own.
Harley's service manuals are hard to find.
That's because the dealerships don't want to sell them to you. Yeah, however, I found a website that had the 2020 year model for $15, and he was just handing out digital copies of it.
Oh, that's probably where I got mine too. What I'm saying is like look up a lot of other brands to get the service manual. So if you're looking at a Harley and you think that the problem is going to be getting service done, I could see if you don't think that you're mechanically inclined that you might be a little turned. You could order that might be amenable to ordering parts for you if you need to do so. But I an hour, maybe 2 hours if I relocated the cages and I did some messed up electrical stuff, so I had to reattach the turn signals. But other than that, you should have regular, like an hour and a half of regular service. You would be
Yeah,
able to do it, Aaron.
I'd say my goal is to start learning how to do my own maintenance on the bikes because I know how to maintenance my own car when I need to.
Well,
brought up
Bruiser
that
just
if you're gonna have
mentioned
cars,
bikes are
you're gonna have to
easier than
work on 'em.
cars, for sure.
They
They absolutely
definitely
are.
are. And
I'm gonna throw
there's a
this-
certain sense of satisfaction that you get from doing it yourself too.
Sure,
At least I do.
I won't deny that. I do.
I
find
hate
that
working on
doing-
cars, but I don't mind working on bikes.
and
I'm
then
going to
the
throw
other
this
thing,
up really quick. This is the dealership by my area, the dealer. This is their going, and about all their bikes are like this. You won't see a price on here anywhere. And it's that crazy gunship gray that also, and the gunship gray ones are the worst. They will not put a price on a gunship gray bike at all. You just won't see it.
yeah.
Do
Because
you know
they
how
wanna
much that
get you
pisses
in.
me off? That they
lot.
do not put the prices at all. Even like
So-
car dealerships are doing it now.
But that's a Harley. I hate to say it's a gimmick, but it is. They
Yeah.
want to trap you with the best looking angle they've got, get you in, get you looking at the bike, and then go, well, here's how much it is. And they gauge the price they give you off of the interest that you show. And if you show too much interest, I promise you that bike right there would start at $35,000.
I'll
And that would
leave
be a
his name
kiss
out of
my
it,
ass.
But the rep I showed, he showed me the paper and he showed me the numbers for every single charge that would be applied to it. So he wasn't just saying off the top. He showed me the paperwork for it. So I respect the guy for that. And when I told him like I just don't have the money right now, he's like, well, when you do, just keep this in mind. He didn't push it, so I respect that. Circling back to Abel's question of why would I want to bike that much, to this point in time, as of right now, of all the bikes that I have test rode this year, the Lowrider ST has blown my mind the most. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would throw it at an 11. The bike that I would put closest to it would be the Moto Guzzi V85 at an 8.5 or a 9. No pun intended, Nicole.
I added some points because I took you on the test drive.
Yeah, true.
But no, I mean, those to me, as someone who technically owns, the V85 and the Lowrider, they're not comparable really at all.
No.
So for those to be the top two on your list is really interesting. I mean, both V twin, but I actually don't know. It's 1800 plus cc on the ST, and then 850 on the Moto Guzzi.
The ST, the 2022 ST comes stock with a 117 cubic inch. Do the math, convert to cc's. It's like 2,180 something.
Okay. So mine's 114, so it's like 1868 or something like that. And then 850 shaft drive versus belt drive. Just totally
drastically
different.
different.
Drastically different riding position, how they run entirely. And they're 4 different things. Could you take an iron butt to Florida on the V85? Absolutely. Would you want to do that? I probably wouldn't.
Probably not.
I probably would not.
Would you
Would
rather
I
do
do
that
it
on a
on a
Rebel?
I mean, I have done it on a Rebel twice, so anything is probably an advancement.
Yes. I mean, I feel like I'm in
You're
a
still
clown
getting
car.
worked up about this. Did you
I just-
hate the Rebel that much?
It's not so much that I don't like the Rebel. I don't. I don't like the position of it at all. I feel like with short legs, I shouldn't have my knees up in my face. And you're taller-ish than me, but it just feels too light in the wrong place. Like the
Well,
weight distribution is weird.
He's very short below the waist.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mike.
I wasn't going to get personal, but I just feel like the thing I like about the Lowrider is mine's like 820 pounds. I don't know if how much the fairing adds to the ST, but the weight on the Rebel just seems like all of it's up high and none of it's down low. And it just makes your bottom end feel like it's swaying back and forth at any amount of speed.
Yeah,
But-
the best thing about the Grand America weighs almost 900 pounds, but it's all below the axles. So once you get it up to about 10 miles an hour, it's a very light bike. These bikes that have a lot of their weight up high the weight never goes away. You're always carrying that weight. So it's always weird to maneuver them.
Well, that's what I get. People are like, do you like your Sportster better? And it's only 480 pounds, but it has a lifted tank and all of the weight is up higher. And I feel like that's harder to maneuver than the lowrider, which is almost twice as heavy. So, no, I think the lowrider is easier to maneuver and easier to pick up because I've only dropped it twice, but both times I picked it up by myself. I've never had a problem picking up the lowrider myself. So even
I
at
dropped the
800,
Grand America one time, and even though I've got crash guards on it, and a 900-pound bike is hard to pick up. And I didn't think I was gonna.
My Goldwing was super easy to pick up because I don't even think it fell like past 45 degrees before it stopped falling. I didn't have to pick it up very high.
I'll throw this out that my bike fell over in my front yard once because instead of putting it in my driveway when I had a bunch of friends over, there was no room, so I just parked it in my front yard and we went inside. I came outside and it was on its side because the kickstand completely sunk. I didn't have crash guards on it yet. I was able to pick that bike up with one hand with absolutely no effort.
Well, it's a kid's bike. I mean,
it is very light, yeah.
So I found a Diablo that they're selling here at this dealer. You want to see it? They still have it. It is not sold. It probably will not.
Sure.
Probably because it's too damn expensive.
What's the upcharge on
They
it?
want $1 gajillion dollars.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it's still sitting at the dealer. They swore it would go in a day. Still sitting there because this is Mississippi and
Is it
don't
serial
buy
number
crazy shit.
666?
They didn't make a 666. It's 1501.
I thought somebody
I thought
had a
they-
666.
No, I
Yeah,
thought they
somebody
had a 666 out
666.
west and it got bought.
Somebody. I
Pretty
think
sure
the
they said that they
666
skipped 666.
I think
They-
Just
No, I
like
think
they skipped
666
Florida number
was-
13.
What's the one out at? It's right outside Los Angeles. It's a big dealer. Why can't I remember? Laidlaw. Matt Laidlaw, I think, had 666. I think. Now
I
I'm
don't
gonna have to
remember
search it.
Laidlaw having 666.
I'm gonna have to Google it later.
All right,
I
now
could
I can
probably
tell I've been
wrong.
drinking because I looked at what I typed to Jerry in the chat and I did not. In the least.
Fingers don't work so good.
Nope. Jerry, I apologize. I'm sorry. I will watch this tomorrow and probably not remember half this conversation that I'm having.
I know I'm joining
Yeah,
late,
probably
but this seems pretty tame at this point in the night.
No Dwight, no Paul.
We're trying. Yes. No Paul. Yes.
We love him, but don't get me wrong. He does rile us up. He's very good for that.
He brings the funny.
I think it's
He does.
fun.
He brings the funny.
There's that, and you missed a bunch of the debauchery at like 10:15.
What kind of
The
debauchery? I
chat's
like
kind of
debauchery.
going about
Yes.
Harleys versus whatever with status or reliability or whatever. For me, with a Harley, I love Harleys. I mean, I think they're super cool. It's Americana. They're fun to ride. I'm just practical with my money, I guess. You can get something else that's just as good and cheaper. I really don't care about the status of any brand or anything. If I like it and I want to ride it, that's my bike.
That is pretty much how I felt about it as well. But then I haven't released what exact bike it is to the public, but obviously many of you know I did just buy a Harley. But I didn't buy a Harley because I want to be like a tough guy biker. Like I test rode a Harley. I almost said what bike it was. I test rode a Harley and I instantly fell in love with the feel of it. So it's really truly just about the experience. And so I still have a Kawasaki Concourse and like two 70s and 80s KZs. Like I'm not like it's gotta be American else. Like that's not where I'm at.
My thing with
Yeah.
Harleys nowadays is it seems like everybody's, you see all these videos of people, oh, you got to drop a cam in and you got to do this and you got to do that. And, oh, now I got a 131 and this and
Everyone's
that. And it's
doing-
like, dude, if you want a fast bike, buy a fucking fast bike.
Everyone's doing
Like,
the
I mean, if you
blockhead
want to go
performance
fast,
special.
buy a bike that is made for that.
Yeah,
Harleys
like
are
an
cruisers.
H2.
I don't need to a Harley with an 88 or a 96. That's plenty fast. I mean,
103.
what is it? What is it that you need to do that 96 cubic inches isn't allowing you to do? That's
It needs to go
my
up,
whole only thing.
Let me do. So,
Now,
as-
I will admit, the only reason that I want to put a cam in mine is to get that more loped sound to it. I don't give a fuck
Okay.
about power. I just want the sound.
And that's cool.
Because-
I mean, like if that's what you want to do and that's what people want to spend their money on, like I'm not ragging on it. That I just don't, for me, I don't really think that way, I guess.
Well, and
I would
get
love a
that
Harley,
because-
but I'm not, I definitely don't want to get one and then go through adding a whole bunch of other fucking money into it to make it something more to my liking.
Yeah, I
Right.
feel bad for people when I see that they spend $3,000 on a stage, whatever. And by the way, I hate it when people call anything they do to their bikes a stage. If you don't know what people are doing to your bike, you lost. Sorry, but when they'll spend $3,000 or $4,000 and go, yeah, now it's got 104 horsepower. Well, I've got a bike I paid $25,000 for that came with everything, including a heated seats and hand grips, and it's got 168 horsepower. So I feel bad for these guys that spend an additional on top of their $25,000, $30,000, another sometimes $8,000, $9,000, and you've still got not even 2/3 of what I've got stock out the door.
And I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at is
Yeah.
I think they're plenty fast. Brand new Harleys, they got fun feeling torque. They got snappy response. They're fun to ride. But if the goal is to go fast, get a different bike. There's bikes specifically built to go fast.
Oh yeah. I rented this Road Glide Limited and I loved it. I really did. And I loved it so much. I had it for the weekend. I rode it for 3 days. And when I gave it back, I was like, man, I'm going to go see how much these are going for. And when I saw the price on it, it was $35,000. And that's when I decided I don't like this bike anymore.
Right.
For what bike?
And Road Glide Limited.
Oh, yeah. Fuck no.
And I loved it. I did. But
Great bikes.
why
Spendy.
pay that much money for something? I don't know. Again, it's personal choice. People that love Harleys are going to get Harleys and love them. People love BMWs. I love BMWs. I just think you get a better value on something that already has everything when you buy it.
Yeah.
So-
if you're gonna get a Harley, Aaron, you're a young guy. Why go for a brand new one?
So no, that's actually a very good talk that Phil Zilla has thrown at me quite a bit. He thinks that I should go for like a Dyna Wide Glide or Super Glide. Super Glide. He's recommended both of those to me in part because they're used, they're reliable, they're great, they're loved, and it would be a good kind of intermediate step between going from a starter bike, because at the end of the day, that's what the Rebel 500 is. It's a starter bike. Because I don't think that I'm quite ready yet to go full bagger. I don't think I'm ready to jump on a Road Glide, Road King, anything more than 800, 850 pounds and just go. I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet because a lot of my riding that I still do is very local, in town, in the city,
So
A lot of
if that's
stop
the
and go.
case, I mean, my advice would be look toward a mid-sized Japanese cruiser.
So my first bike was a Vulcan. I hated it. I don't like the Vulcan platform at all. And it's not to say the Vulcan's not a great
You
bike.
shut
It
your
is.
mouth. You shut your fucking mouth right now.
Now, if
Don't
you're
you ever
if you're-
besmirch the Vulcan in my presence.
So all
if
I'm
you are
saying
dead
is-
set on getting a Harley, then yes, the Dyna platform would be great because it's used and older, and people have already customized it, so you're not gonna have to spend the extra money on the bags and the fairing. I mean,
That's the thing.
just
When you buy
so-
used, typically people have put the aftermarket things on that
Yes.
that you were gonna do anyway, and pretty much any vehicle, motorcycle, car, boat, fucking rocket ship, as soon as you drive it off the lot, you lost money.
Exactly. No. So being such a new writer, being only really writing since last April, not even having 2 full years of writing yet, but having 16,000 miles roughly on my Rebel, I don't have a brand loyalty. I've test rode a lot of bikes this summer. I test rode Indians. I test rode Rowan Enfields, Moto Guzzi's, Harleys. Pretty much the only thing I didn't really touch this year for test rides has been BMW and Kawasaki.
Ducati.
I'm not touching new Ducati. I'm not going to pay
A
that kind of price
Ducati.
for those.
Ducati.
I'm not going to pay that kind of price for those things. But I'm looking for something that I can use to comfortably ride in town from time to time, but mostly for road tripping. I would love to have the ability to keep my Rebel for in-town riding because it's just super convenient for that. It's great for in-town riding.
V-Star 650.
But I
Shadow 750.
Shadow
700,
750, yeah.
But
Shadow
I'm not-
1100, probably a Vulcan or the Shadow Saber, best bike hands down for the money that I ever got. It was
I
in
have only
2004.
seen one Honda Shadow Saber.
The
Now-
arrows are just as good. It's just a different seat and a different set of handlebars. Exact same engine.
Every
Transmission's a
Honda
little different.
Shadow I have ever thrown a leg over, I put a smile on my face.
Gave you a hard on.
So my
I mean, what?
my only issue with the
You have
Shadow,
to be specific.
Quarter chub.
my only issue with the Shadow is Chris. Everyone remembers Chris. I talked in extent with him at one point about the difference between the Shadow and the Rebel, and there's not much of one. Rebel's a 6-speed. The Shadow, even the newer ones, are still 5 speeds. The gearing ratio. When we were on the big group ride this October, coming back from Brits to go to Forgotten Angels, I was redlining it. He was redlining it, and at one point, I did pass him, even though I'm on a smaller CC bike.
What was he on?
My concern, he's on I don't remember the year, but he's on a Shadow 650.
Oh, it says 650. 1100. Go 1100.
So
I like riding on smaller bikes, smaller CC bikes down to, the 650 range. It's I like to get on a bike and just wring its fucking neck for everything it's got.
For me, my biggest thing, I'm not super concerned with the engine size, but I am much more concerned with the gas tank size. Because with the Rebel on the interstate, doing just interstate, every 80, 85 miles, I'm stopping a lot more often than I really want to because I have to.
David,
I would-
2.9.
It is 2.9.
The 1100, I could get about 200 miles out of the tank until I put the Cobra exhaust on it, and then it went down to 125.
Really? Because I'm
I
getting
can get about 225 on my Vulcan 900. Yeah.
On the interstate the whole time?
Yep.
What the fuck am I doing it? Because I'm getting like 250 out of the lowrider.
I
I
think
get
that's just the
250.
lowrider.
You get about 250?
I
Yeah.
think that's just how the lowrider's geared. It gets a little less gas mileage out of the tank compared to others of equivalent
Harleys
size.
are meant to get on the highway and cruise. That's why you're not going to get, and not to hurt anybody's feelings, you're not going to get a lot of performance out of them, but you are going to get a lot of long range performance.
So
Well, see,
that's
I
what
kind of
they're
feel the
basically
opposite
meant to
about the
do.
lowrider, because I feel like I get better gas mileage in the twisties than I do just sitting there holding it. But maybe that's
I
just
think
me.
that's speed.
You got a nasty hole in third, man.
Well, most of your
Anybody?
Harleys are meant to run.
Fucking
Harleys are meant
Fast
to
and
run at
Furious.
highway speed and not a whole lot more. So if
But-
you're pinning it, as soon as you pass and this is any bike, this ain't just Harleys. As soon as you pass the highway speed and you start getting up in revs, you're going to burn a shitload more gas. Because then you're not only fighting speed, you're fighting wind resistance, you're fighting a lot of stuff.
Well,
So-
at 80-ish, I'm still sitting right at 3. So it's got plenty more. It's not struggling in the slightest. And I'm sure Nicole
What
can agree.
year are you in though?
I'm in 6.
Because I try to keep. Yeah, I don't do that.
6. That's way
I
too
try to
many
stay-
gears.
No, I try to stay like more towards 2,000 RPM. So I'm just lower. Okay. But
Yeah.
the first trip that I took on it was still during break-in period, so like I wasn't trying to push it either. So
Get a bike without a tack, and don't worry about where your red line's at.
Wait, what's a tack?
Yeah.
I can get
I like
300
that.
out of the BMW.
Yeah, I mean there's no tack on the Vulcan.
There's no tack on the Rebel.
Well, see, the way that the 20 and 21 gauges are set up, I have to intend it, so I'm just going off engine sound at most points.
Yeah.
I'm not one
I
of
like
these,
to have a
See,
tack.
that
these
is my,
high elitists that put their gauges on their fucking.
it's
The
better.
sound,
I don't know.
the
So-
sound
no.
goes away at highway speed.
That's
much better.
That is another.
I don't mind having to.
That bothers me a lot, mostly because I am a new rider, so I don't like taking my eyes off the road very much. But on any bike where if I want to see how fast I'm going and I have to do more than just glance down, like if I have to actually drop my head down because the chin part of my helmet blocks it off, I don't like that. That's been my issue with a lot of the lowrider S that I'm not even test riding, but just sitting on, and I'm sitting like this and I can't see anything past like.
But why
right
do you want to
here.
stare at your speedometer?
Because I'm super self-conscious about getting pulled over for going like 95 and a 45.
Get cruise
No.
control.
What's
Also,
Oh,
that?
wait,
why
you're
do-
on a
why do
500,
you keep
never
saying
mind.
you're still a new rider? It's not the amount of time. I think if you're being realistic, it's the amount of
I-
miles. We've
It's
already
mileage
No,
more than time.
Yeah, it's
to
definitely
me,
mileage.
I
You've
think-
done way past the mileage.
No, to me, I think it's more of amount of time and the roads you've been on. I've been on a lot of long straight roads. I don't think I've spent a lot of time on curvy roads. So I still think I'm a greenhorn. I still think I'm a new rider. I don't
How
think
do you
I have.
How do you go through Kentucky? Are you going through Cincinnati?
I'm going I-75 the whole way. So yeah, I cut down
Oh.
through Cincinnati and then I go I-75. So of the near 16,000 miles I put on my bike, I'm going to say at least 6,000 of those are probably interstate miles.
You should go through the West Virginia
I
route.
don't know if
He'll get kidnapped.
Country
Yeah,
roads out
I
there,
don't-
I hear.
I don't know if
The-
the Rebel has enough ass to take me through the mountains of West Virginia.
The West Virginia Turnpike.
I don't know if the Rebel has enough ass to take me through that.
Ever heard of wrong turn?
Okay, as a gay girl
Careful.
in West Virginia, let's talk about that, shall we? I actually had a friend who's from West Virginia. He was like, "Don't stop in this town. Don't stop in this town because they're gonna know." And I was like, "Cool, yeah, this is fun, but the roads are nice."
Well, the funnest gay bar I ever went to was
So-
in Beckley, West Virginia. So
You know why the Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia border is all fucked up, right?
The Civil War.
Because no, it's because Virginia went door to door. Do you sleep with your sister or your cousin? No. Okay, cool. Went to the next house. Do you sleep with your sister or your cousin? Yes. All right. Here's the border to Kentucky. Do you sleep with your sister or your cousin? Yeah. Okay. Which one? I sleep with my sister. All right. Here's West Virginia.
Are you sure that's not how they did Alabama?
Alabama took this shit up after Virginia
All
got
right,
their
yeah, no,
shit
that's fair.
separated.
But circling back real quick, I don't have a brand loyalty. Like I'm trying bikes. I'm keeping an open mind. The reason I like the Lowrider ST so much is it absolutely blew my mind. I've test rode quite a few Harleys at this point. I've test ridden a Sportster. Hated it. Absolutely hated the Sportster.
Which Sportster?
Which Sportster?
I think it was the 883.
Okay,
Okay,
don't
that
no.
one.
Go try
think it
one of
was
the
a
new
20
ones.
I test rode the new Nightster. The new
No,
Nightster
my
blew
answer
my
is
damn
try
mind.
The new Nightster fucking blew. It's fucking
It
awesome.
blew my mind. No, I don't know if it would be a good beginner bike.
Oh hell
It's
no!
Definitely,
It's like a leader
solid.
bike.
Shit
No.
and get.
I never took the
It
Nightster out
is.
of rain mode, and the thing was super responsive, super comfortable.
and that's what I was going to
amazing.
tell you. You can get a high performance bike and put it in rain mode for the first 3 or 4 months, and it's a perfect bike until you learn how to drive it, and
Well,
then you can move up after that.
I never took it out of rain mode, and if that would have been the first bike I would have got on, I probably would have killed myself.
First
Even
thing
for
I
the night
did when
stuff.
I took that
Yeah,
fucking thing
because
out
it
for a
still
test
has
drive to kick it
TCS.
from rain to sport, and I romped on.
I didn't do that. Now
I had a fucking
love-
blast.
So talking with Harleys, I test rode. I love the look of the Fat Bob. Of all the Harleys, I've always loved the look of the Fat Bob. I thought it looked the best.
I
Yeah,
agree.
You're a rare
I
bird,
I agree.
Aaron.
I love.
I'm-
I
I'm
love
Fuck no.
weird. No,
Fat
Love
Bobs.
the reds the entire
No,
way.
I'm weird. No, I'm weird. I understand that. I love the look of the Fat Bob. I still love the look of the Fat Bob. I rode it after the first 5 minutes. I didn't want to be on it anymore. It was super uncomfortable. It handled awful. It felt like I was trying to steer a boat on the road. So once I hit like country roads, it was not fun. It did what like the Night Rod did. Straight line, real good. Anything else? Not so much.
Who's Journey of Jerry? Do you guys actually know him?
Yes,
he's an
yes,
Jerry.
awesome
Jerry is a awesome individual. He's got such a big fucking heart. It's unreal.
So,
Well,
so look
because
here,
they
outsider.
suggested Eureka Spring Bar, and look, I will take that suggestion to heart because that's a risk. So
Well,
I go
let
through
me
it.
tell you about this bar. They had a drag show while we were there,
Yep.
and
I saw this
everyone
video.
loved it. It was fantastic. So yeah, Jerry has a heart of gold. No, Jerry has a heart of diamond. If you don't know who
Yeah.
Jerry is,
that's good
Jerry.
to know because let's just say some of us have to avoid Colorado for a long time. Is all.
Mm.
Is
What
that
did you
an
do in
off the stream
Colorado?
story?
I
That's an
didn't
off
do
the stream
anything.
story.
No,
I gotta
They're a
stay
little
out of
trigger
those
happy
gay
over there
bars.
right now.
Jerry.
I don't go to gay
Javier
bars. I don't want to
thinks-
get pregnant. Gay men love me. I get hit on by gay
Same.
dudes so
Same.
much.
It's kind of
The weirdest place I've ever gotten hit on by a gay guy was at a straight strip club, and I was just like, "Why are you even here, bro?" Like,
At a
I know
bike
why
night,
I'm here.
Why are
Because
you?
he thought you were there with your
Everyone
friends. I
loves
mean,
titties.
He
I
he
was
came
at a-
up and he rubbed my belly, and he was like, "Oh, you're so big." It,
Well, it's 'cause
it-
you're
like,
big.
I was just, it was so weird. It was
Hey,
just
the
so
question
weird.
is,
Abel,
the
it's
question
because you're a
is-
bear.
you let him.
I guess it's the bear in me. Yeah.
Did you give him your special honey?
I gave him my phone number. I gave him my virginity in the bathroom.
There you go.
The funnest thing you can do as a straight guy, go to a drag show and let them know that you're straight. You will become
Because
the
they won't.
pinnacle of the show. Dude,
Yep,
that'd be
everyone
Absolutely
awesome.
will.
Thank you.
They will
That's-
bring you
Is
on the
that
show.
why my brother wanted to take me to a drag show on my 21st birthday?
Do it.
Probably.
do
Have you
it,
never
do
been
it.
to a drag show?
No.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my
you're missing
God,
out.
When I turned 21, my brother was adamant about taking me to one, but we couldn't find one. Well, he couldn't find one. I was too
Nicole, you
trash
need to
give
fix
a fuck.
this.
No.
Like if you're not homophobic and you're not and you can just cut loose in any walk of life, gay bars and drag shows and stuff, you're gonna have more fun at those bars.
Hey, all I gotta say, if a compliment's
Free
a
drinks.
compliment, doesn't matter
Yes,
who it's from.
They
and a
will
hole's
get
a
you
hole
free
in the
drinks.
dark.
So we went. What happened? So me and a friend of mine in Beckley, West Virginia, we went, and he said we got to go to this place. It's called the Nutty Buddy, for some reason. So
Weird.
So we get there, and they're like, "I'm like, are you sure it's okay?" And
Yeah,
they're like,
electric
He
cowboy.
goes, they know we're straight. So we get in there, and of course they know Barney. As soon as we get in there, they bring him up on stage, and this dude gives him a cock ring about this big and says, "Will you marry me?" Coolest thing. Yeah. If they know you're straight, they won't mess with you. They won't mess with you overtly. I mean, and as long as you take out everything in a good stride, you'll love it. You'll have a great time.
Now, just real quick, I saw Jerry's message in chat. He's an easygoing dude. I had one very brief interaction with him this past March, so I didn't get a great impression of him. But from the short, minuscule little bit of time, he's a very relaxed, awesome individual, and I can't wait to actually get to have a full, dedicated conversation with him in the future.
Jerry's a giver. Jerry gives of himself to no end. I mean, he absolutely
Jerry
does.
bought didn't he bring the community Grom in March that
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
ended up riding?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes, he did.
Spirit of
So
Knievel.
if you
I
ever
got a
watch
bra.
any of the Shade Tree videos, where matter of fact, the one outside of Helena, Georgia, the sign that got put up, Jerry made that sign. The sign you see up in Josh's garage, Shade Tree parking only, he made that sign. He made the one that's up in he made the one that's up in Jess's garage. Yip yip. He made that sign. So if you want to know who Jerry is, that's who Jerry is.
Aaron, I put something in the weirdo chat for you. You need to listen to that right now.
I'm not listening to that right now.
You need to listen to that right now.
All right, I'm gonna mute and listen to it then.
What in the hell are you two doing? I just looked up how long it would take to travel from my place down to Forgotten Angels by car.
9 weeks.
It's only a 45-hour trip.
Okay,
Trucker Paul has definitely visited one of the gay bars in Vegas.
I've heard like the audio of this before. I'm not gonna watch it, but I've heard the audio.
I'm not clicking it.
Before.
I'm not clicking it.
It's not bad.
Not yet.
It's not bad. It's actually funny.
The funny thing is age restricted.
Guys, I have to jump
Okay,
off
I'll
here.
click
Big, hard, throbbing.
It's been fun.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
about
what she
time we
said.
wrap this one up.
It's
We appreciate everyone coming in, and Nicole, we appreciate you for coming back on.
Yeah.
This episode
Cool.
will be up on Monday on most of the major podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. I'm still working on getting them in other places. Becoming a little bit more pain in the ass for some reason. Well, we're working on getting Whiskey Chaser, Bruiser. We just got to find time that he's off.
From my understanding, he's typically busy on Friday night, so it's hard to get him to match like the availability schedule of this live stream.
Once he goes to work as a roofer, he'll have more time at night on Fridays. So
Yeah, after he breaks his back.
nope.
A roofer?
Kumquat.
He has all his teeth. Why would he be a roofer?
Kumquat. All right. So we will see you guys next Friday, same time, same place. We hope you guys have a great week and an even better weekend. Good night, y'all.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.